Mike Pondsmith here, a creator of Cyberpunk, and we are trying again.
One more
Unfortunately, the
time.
apocalypse affected us Friday night when we tried to do this, and we hit a glitch in the matrix, as it were. But we're back and stronger than ever, and very, very excited to bring you some awesome RPG action from Cyberpunk Red universe. Just a couple announcements real quick. If you like what you're seeing, you're on the Realm Smith Twitch. Please like and subscribe and follow us there as well. We'll be putting this on our YouTube and then YouTube of a bunch of other folks who are also joining us, probably including Monster Fight Club and all that kind of stuff. I want to thank Monster Fight Club for supporting us, of course, as usual. And Mike, welcome.
Hey there. Yeah, I'm Mike Pondsmith. I'm going to run this game, and I'm the guy who killed your Cyberpunk character. I have someone kill all of your Cyberpunk characters, so I'm lucky today. So, we're going to be dealing with a little trip to the dark future today, but first I'd like to introduce some of the victims we're going to be dealing with. Starting up at the corner, Hollywood Squares style, we're going to start with Lucky, also known as Luke. Well, Lucky Luke, did you plan that?
I did.
Oh, very erudite of you, sir. Down below him is Matt, who is playing serial killer. A little further on, we have Jason. Jason is playing, it translates from the Russian red shirt, but he really doesn't want to be known as that. He's trying to get over that. Okay. In the next square up, we have Nora. Nora, your character again, you'll have to remind me your name.
No, sorry.
Knox, okay. And the Beast is playing, well, the Beast, as it were. And finally, in the center square, we have John playing Too Tall. All of these exciting people are here to adventure, get into trouble, and travel forward into the near future. To wit, about the year 2042. That's where we're going to start our game. So, 2042. For those of you who played Cyberpunk before, Cyberpunk 2020, you realize that a few years have passed. And one reason why we're setting things a little bit further in the timeline is that we had a war in 2023. And that wasn't exactly a small war. In the Cyberpunk universe, corporations run things. Governments try to hang on and maybe control them. A lot of people don't have anything. And what they have to fight to defend against rapacious corporations, booster gangs, and their neighbors. So literally getting a meal can be an adventure that requires an AR-15 if you're lucky. Usually you don't have anything that big. There was a war. The war, as I said, was a corporate war, but big boys in the Cyberpunk universe don't play with little toys. They play with big toys. In this case, we had tanks. We had armies that were the scale of World War II level armies. The war was fought literally worldwide. Cities would be minding their own business, and suddenly 1,000 paratroopers would drop in from either side and make the place a war zone. The two main combatants were Arasaka, a Japanese security company, which by this point had hands in almost every kind of business. You better trust the security guy because he knows more about you and what you're doing than you probably know. The other one was Militech, which was a weapons design company, as well as its own private army, which handled larger military security type situations. So when two big boys like that start throwing stuff around, they get serious. And given the excuse to get into each other's spaces, they decided once and for all to find out who was the biggest kid on the block. This mess, which went on for about 2 years, culminated in somebody detonating a nuclear weapon in Night City. Night City was at that point probably the largest populated area, at least in the United States, maybe close to one of the top 4 in the world. So as you can guess, a pocket nuke going off there in the corporate center didn't make things good. Now, when you drop a nuke, there's always kind of exciting stuff that happens. Besides people glowing in the dark, you also get secondary effects. One of the secondary effects that has lasted up until almost the mid-40s is a reddish pall that covers most of the world. It basically is a combination of nuclear fallout, heavy weapons, orbital rock strikes, you name it, burning field areas. All of this creates this kind of red tinge, blazing sunsets that look lurid and unearthly, kind of like the background behind Nora. Sunrises and early mornings you get up and the entire world is blood red everywhere, just tinting it. And because this went on for so long, the period that we are now just beginning to come out of is known as the time of the red. But we are kind of coming out of it. Civilization is rebuilding itself. It's not entirely scarcity. It's not post-Holocaust guys wearing bad sports gear and mohawks driving around, and that's it. Civilization's gone on. It's just hard to get things. Correction. It's hard to get new things. Factories have broken down. Transport has gone to hell. One problem with a worldwide war is, for example, the largest portion of trade in the world is being shipped by ocean. Enormous container ships plying the world's oceans to bring almost 90% of everything we get in a technological society. When people start torpedoing your ships, you don't send them out. And that's one of the things that happened. So trade kind of blew apart. New technologies blew apart. The internet as we know it and that world blew apart. All this because of a war that racked the entire planet. So it's not like you can't get anything, but you have to kind of understand how it works. See, you won't get a new cell phone because Nokia and Samsung and Apple had probably been flattened by an orbital strike or something else. So no new phones for a while. They'll rebuild the factories, hopefully. But in the meantime, that doesn't mean there's no cell phones. Just this last year, according to some numbers I pulled out recently, we actually made some 3 million cell phones that are out there. But they're not in the shops because the shops have fallen apart, burned out in the cities, been looted. They're scattered everywhere. Somewhere out there on the back of a container ship are 5,000 relatively brand new cell phones. We just have to figure where they are. If you can find that sort of thing, you can make a lot of euro out of it. So we're going to be traveling to that dark future, which is like this time and not. It's a time very, very high tech, but it's tech that the street uses on one side and the oppressive forces use on the other in a fine line balance. You as players are the people who tip the balance. You don't fight to save the world. You fight to save yourselves and the things you care about. So, you guys ready to go jump off the cliff? Okay, then. Let's do this. Thump. Matt's already hit the ground. All right, then. So, it is about 4 o'clock in Night City, or what's left of it. The city is, at this point, being rebuilt. Large structures, buildings that are 100 city blocks, go up maybe 90 stories, are being built so they can house all the homeless people that have been, up to now, fighting off booster gangs, living on the street, hiding underneath dumpsters, you name it. There's a tremendous amount of fill and construction going on over what used to be the New Harbor Mall, and the harbor, in fact, is being filled in with the radioactive stuff left over from the bomb that went off in the central city in the corporate zone. So a lot of cranes, a lot of business. There are kind of rough construction mecca out there as well. Nothing really cool. They're painted yellow and they dig things, move things, and they're doing a lot of the fill and fix. It's noisy, and when the sun goes down, it gets really dangerous. So if you're going to move around, unless you're one of the people that makes it dangerous, you're probably going to start looking for a place to go to ground, grab yourself a smash, kick back and see your friends. You guys probably all know each other. Reason is, a while back, when you were beginning to put things together, you ran across a nomad, and the nomad, too tall, knew a guy named Turbo. Turbo is a fixer. What do fixers do? Fixers get things done. They're guys who find where stuff is stolen, missing. If you need to have somebody put down, seriously, you might talk to a fixer to arrange the job. If you need to extract somebody, a fixer can help you do that. Fixers put together teams, and you guys have been a team through that combination for about a year. So you know each other. You aren't friends necessarily. Some of you don't like each other, but you know that your partners are not going to screw you over. And you know that you're together enough to where when you hit the sharp end, they will cover your butt. So it's a working partnership. And right now, that working partnership is meeting at a place called the Forlorn Hope. Actually, it's not the original Forlorn Hope. That is now radioactive slag. No, this is the new Forlorn Hope. And just because they hated to be blown away, it's actually downstairs instead of up, inside what was essentially a bomb shelter in the edge of the corporate zone. So, let's see. Last time, I believe we started with... Let's start with Lucky. Okay, Lucky.
Yeah. All right. So I'm headed to the Forlorn Hope. Now, is it typical in Night City to carry a shoulder arm to have my assault rifle slung?
Damn straight. How are they going to know you're going to kill them if you don't have hardware out there? It's sort of a trade-off. If you have a lot of hardware, somebody may decide to take it from you, but they know it's going to be a fight.
Okay, then I'll be in my work gear. I'll have my rig on and my M4 slung right in front.
Okay.
And, head on down to the Forlorn Hook because I think we got a job coming. Turbo's going to be talking to us, so I'm ready to go.
Okay, you're heading on down. It's raining. It's not a typical rain. Although much of the atmospheric crud has washed out over the intervening 10 years, there's still stuff from the higher atmosphere that sometimes comes down as this greasy, reddish, ochreish almost thing that sticks and smells kind of rancid. People call it blood rain. And you're sloshing through puddles of blood rain and thinking about how your radioactivity count probably is going up. And you reach the Hope. You step down the 2 stairs. You put your eye to the scanner, reads you. The door opens. You walk into something that's a little like an airlock, and you're immediately hit in the face with a spray of decontamination fluids, spraying all the gunk off you, soaking you down, but it's getting it off you. And you see it finally go down a equally greasy grate. Light goes, chimes. Other door opens.
And I'll walk
into the Hope.
Need a hair dryer type of thing they have at the car wash, hopefully to dry off something.
Yeah, well, this stuff slicks off you, and they expect you to be wet. They don't have a car wash dry off when you come from the rain into a bar now. So it's the sort of same thing. It's just a little more.
Shake it off as best I can and walk in and look around, see who's there.
Okay, so you're heading on down. You see the usual crowd. There's not a bar in this place. It's more like there's an area where they make drinks, but there are no seats there. They bring the drinks to you. It's a circular room. It's got a doorway in the back behind what kind of the drink preparation areas. And there are alcoves cut into those circles with circular tables. There's about 10 of them. They're designed so that conversation really can't be heard very easily. You have to kind of work for it. As you walk in, you see above the bar something chimes. You see every weapon on your body is displayed as a green outline on a scan. The Hope doesn't like gunfights. They don't like battles not because they mind you being dead. They're going to throw you out. But it messes the place up. People are usually sloppy. People who aren't supposed to be dead end up dead. So they discourage this sort of thing. And by telling you they know what you've got, you also have a good idea what they can throw at you. So you go in, you see Marianne, who is the owner. Her husband, Doc, is elsewhere. And she kind of looks over, kind of nods, points over with her head to your normal corner alcove where you guys hang out. It's kind of your table.
Okay. I'll head on over there and say the usual.
Okay. So you walk over, you start to sit down, you realize there's something underneath the table.
All right, I'll jump up and grab my assault rifle and kind of
okay, underneath the table is a girl, you figure about 13, maybe at the top end, and she is asleep. She is basically sprawled out. She has basically a kind of matted raincoat-like thing, kind of street duds, and she's sleeping on a backpack that appears to be squirming.
All right, I'll be careful. I'll just nudge her with my foot. Hey, kid.
Okay.
We go. Yeah. All right.
She says rude things to you. I don't want. Opens one eye.
Hey, kid. This is my booth. What are you doing here?
I'm sleeping. Go find another booth.
Sleep up on the seat. You're scared the crap out of me.
Oh, big man.
Yeah, well, you almost got plugged. So this is a warning to you.
Oh, I am so scared. She gets up slowly, and she kind of, about that point, Marianne walks by, sits down one of the bottles of Smash in front of you, and she basically says, out, and the kid gets up, and you realize that this backpack she's carrying, most of it is filled with a really large snake. Animals are not all that common anyway, but this is a really huge snake. It's yellow, kind of pebbly. It's a weird yellow. It almost looks like it's iridescently bright, almost like gold. And she stuffs part of it back into the bag, and she starts to lug it out, pretty heavy. And somebody's calling the office. Well, I'm going to ignore them. So
some sort of a sensor must be going off in the forlorn hope. I hear it.
Yeah, that's it. It's a snake sensor.
There you go. Hey, there's a snake in the bar.
Snake in a bar, yeah. And as you watch her pull herself together and she walks out, she basically starts to stuff the snake back in. It puts out a large black head and looks at you with a distinctly intelligent look, and with his head that's about the size of a small dinner plate, and it just looks at you for a minute, and then it slides back into the bag like it's dismissed you. And she leans over, grabs your bottle of Smash, and swaggers out the door.
Be like, I can take it, kid. You look like you need it. Hey, another bottle of Smash. I was going to offer a drink, but...
Okay, so she heads out. You, let's see, who should we bring in next? Too Tall. So Too Tall, you've gotten the word in from Turbo that something's up. He's got a real interesting possibility. Too Tall is a nomad. Now, in the 2020s, a nomad was a guy who was basically lived like a caravan gypsy. He had a pack of family and friends. They travel places, they do jobs and so forth. But in the changes after the war, nomads have become a major part of this world. They help get cargoes from A to B. They help locate stuff. They make deals with fixers to sell and buy stuff. They're essentially the transportation experts of this world. And they, in fact, go further than just land and sea and air. They have contacts with the high riders, who are basically orbital living people who are up in the work shacks and the various satellite areas. And they actually have things hooked up so that some of the better heeled nomads go into space, deliver and set stuff up there. Too Tall's specialty is... Too Tall, you there?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you do, Too Tall?
I'm a shipping captain right now. I move container ships from point A to point B.
Yeah,
Deliver goods where they need to go.
Yep, he gets stuff there.
So,
Too Tall, you pass by this kid, you recognize her. She's part of a nomad group that is local, does some construction stuff, and she looks at you for a minute and kind of goes, "Hi." She has this look kind of like she's almost, I wouldn't say smitten, but like when you see a younger kid who's kind of going, "Oh boy, they're so cool." She's trying to hide it, but you got a name in the nomad community. So she's kind of going, "Hi, notice me, senpai, notice me." And she, when you look down and say hi, she kind of blushes and heads out. The snake is by this point over his shoulder, looks at you for a minute and just nods. And you notice something. The snake has a round something in the middle of its head, kind of like a brand. It's glittering green, almost iridescent, and it's a circle with a single leaf spiraling up in the middle of the circle.
do I recognize the symbol?
Yeah, Biotechnica. It's a bio enhancements company. They're the guys who make the chew too that fuels your vehicles. They also do some of the nanotech stuff. Recently, they started messing with bioengineered animals. They're trying to basically fix up and clean up some of the ecological disasters. And the critters they make, usually pretty benign. Some of them not very benign. I'm not sure with the snake, but that's a hell of a lot smarter than a snake ought to be. Snakes are belts with eyes, right? This is a belt looking at you. Okay, so you walk up, you see Lucky sitting there. He's just got another smash. The owner comes by, drops a bunch of others. She quickly mentally kind of counts and goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so she puts 8 down because obviously someone will go through it faster. And she says, kind of quiet night. Let's keep it that way, okay?
Understood.
And she heads back over and pick up service for a few other people. Okay. Who's next? Well, I think at this point, I think Beast and Nox, you both slither through the falling red blood rain. You're all kind of sticky. It sucks. You reach the door of the Hope, and you're kind of, if you really cram in, you guys can both get in the decontam area. So you're basically standing there, kind of you first after you.
Hey, Paladin. And I get my little fist bump.
Yeah, Paladin. Okay. Paladin is an older, a very experienced solo. He's got a rep for not taking shit from anybody, but also being really balanced. He's not the sort of guy who goes off the handle easily. And you guys going to cram in together or go one at a time? Paladin.
I'll let her go first.
You raise you in.
Put my hood up.
Okay, you guys get sprayed out and so forth. Paladin's wearing basic combat sort of stuff. It's subtle, so it doesn't stand out. What are you wearing, Knox?
I'm kind of, when I'm out and about, try to go incognito from my celebrity persona. So I'm just wearing like a black like off the shoulder tank top and like pants, and I've got like a hoodie that I've got over my head so that nobody really recognizes me. Not like
Knox.
out of my glam makeup.
Yeah, Knox is, Nora is playing Knox. Knox is what's called a rocker boy. Not that she's a boy, but because it's named after Rocker Boy Manson, a famous rock and roll street poet and so forth, who back in the 90s was assassinated by a corporation, like what he's saying. Rocker boys are basically the people who get the crowd up, who lead people, who inspire. But they, besides being political, also are oftentimes artists. So that means in your case, Knox is a reasonably well-known artist just starting out, and she's known around the city. So the odds are that she's going to be dressing herself down a bit so that none of her fans in the city actually recognize her, because when they do, you get stopped for selfies, you're signing autographs, you get some weirdos, it's just not useful. So you go in, get decontam, head out to the bar, and Paladin, also known as the Beast, comes in a few minutes after you do. Both you guys are dripping, but not too bad. And you see at the table the rest of your crew, all kind of sitting around. You guys know each other, so you're probably not like shooting shit big time. But you're staying in touch. Okay.
Too tall. Luck. What's going on?
Not much, man. How's it hanging?
What's up, Paladin?
Yeah, got to tell people who you are. I'm not wearing badges here. Okay.
Sit down and light up a smoke.
You guys light up, and Jason, you basically come in. You go through the same greasy cleanup stuff, and you're standing there. Once again, all the weapons on you are exposed. Beep, 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 beep. And you were at one point the apprentice, as it were, of a Russian solo who basically dubbed you Krasny. And when he finally got it translated, he found he had dubbed you Red Shirt, which sort of told you a bit about why he always had you go first. You've been trying to live that down for a while. It's not exactly the sort of nickname you want. So you eventually got handed over to another solo who's going to teach you the ropes as a sniper, and that's Paladin. Paladin is a pretty solid sniper with a lot of experience. So you're not an apprentice. You're kind of a younger solo learning from an older solo in a world where there are not a lot of older solos. Okay, so you head in. There's a bottle of Smash for you. Marianne kind of sees you and she doesn't dismissively sniff, but she kind of chuckles because you're busy looking badass. Oh, it's so badass.
Is it safe to say, Mike, that I'm also Russian in descent?
Ah, even better. So even when he nicknamed you that, you knew what he did. So it was even worse. Okay. So, but you weren't going to basically tell some guy who could punch a bull out with his bare hands that you didn't like the nickname.
Right.
Because he was teaching you the trade. And you had kind of gotten, used to the idea that, in the Russia of this time, which is sort of a little more Soviet, it's sort of, but it didn't have kind of the nice shift in capitalism. It was very rocky. Straight on from Russian, Soviet Union into oligarchy in one big step. So, learning a trade is all good. Okay. So you guys all sit around the table, and Matt, we're going to get to you in a few seconds. I'm pretty much rerunning some of the stuff we did last week just so we can kind of get in the same space. So, sit down. Everybody's looking around. Eventually, somebody starts to notice that you're missing one of your members.
Where did Babushko go this time?
Yeah, where's cereal?
No. Serial's always off doing serial stuff.
He's with one of his ladies again, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Easy meat shield.
Wait, which one?
Yeah.
Which lady?
Well, there's many. We know this.
Meanwhile, outside, okay, Serial, you are headed in, slitting through the rain, but you're doing it stylishly. For one thing, you have had your feet replaced with rollerblades, and you are hauling ass. And as you go through the red rain, you are throwing up rooster tails of red blood water and looking cool.
Mike, it's me. This is how I come in.
Yeah, I like it.
Just want you to know.
As you have talked,
It's me.
yep, and you come in and go, yeah, you're looking good. You're about to hit this door.
I'll hit that mist, and I'll take the mist, and I'll use the sort of slipperiness on the floor and pull like a bunch of like 360s.
Okay, so right before you come in, though, something smacks you, and you realize you see a green rope, and you go, wait a minute, that's not my usual kink. And next thing you know, you are surrounded by what look like green ropes wrapping you up. What do you want to do?
Before I get into the mist?
Yep.
That's a problem.
You're about to get,
So can
oh, you're in the bar.
Oh my God. I'll make a break to try to get into the bar to scream for help from my badass friends who are just on the other side of the red mist.
Okay.
The other side of the cleansing mist.
Okay. Serial killer is what's called a net runner, a hacker. Hackers in this universe basically think of it like a magic user on the internet. They're not known for combat abilities, as he's finding out right now. You manage to like grab the door and yell, "Help!" and then you're being dragged back in through the wet and the blood rain, and you see standing there attached like an octopus with multiple glowing green tendrils is a girl. That's about all you've got right now.
A girl or a woman?
Yeah, you figure maybe 17, 18 tops. But, you know, with your love life, it's kind of, how do you tell? So you're being dragged back, and she's saying something loud and threatening in Japanese.
I don't speak Japanese, but I have a lot of ranks in persuasion. So I'm going to try. Not a lot of ranks in persuasion. But do I recognize who's got me locked up?
Yeah. You recognize it's an old girlfriend of yours from about maybe 6 months ago, but you don't remember her like basically being cybered as heavily as she obviously is. Okay. She was kind of a little more normal.
Like the first 4 minutes of this game, is this some kind of power trip, Mr. Game Master Mike?
Yeah. No.
About to go down.
You know, you're right now. You've yelled, and people are basically at the bar. Marianne says, "Hey, I have a sneaking suspicion your buddy's love life's caught up to him. You gonna help him?"
Yeah, I'll go out.
Yeah, here we go again, guys.
You guys, is that his voice outside?
Yeah, he does. And basically, you guys tumble out, and you find he's wrapped up trying. Do you carry any weapons?
Yes, I carry a weapon, Mike. I'm not completely useless.
Who said you were completely useless? You're a meat shield.
Yes, I grab a heavy pistol.
Okay.
But by the way, if I see her, I'm gonna try to stall her.
Okay.
So that I can sort of wait for beasts, and I want everyone to come except for Knox, because I think Knox is gonna get jealous. That's what I think.
Okay. So you were trying to like, baby, no, you know, and you realize,
What's her name?
He is walking.
Her name. I don't. Just so for the record, General in 2044, baby is not going to get me anywhere.
No.
I'll be. What's her name?
Tomiko.
Tomiko, please, you're misunderstanding. I lost the number.
And she's walking over to you, and you can hear kind of this clink of like, she's actually got spider legs like yours with rollerblades. She says, I went through all this for you.
We can dance together. Just think of.
And then you left. And she starts screaming in Japanese at you again as she's getting closer.
This is social distancing. It's not a big deal. I care about you. You are important to me. I promise.
Your friends open the door and they see this little scenario. You got a gun and you kind of got that out. You realize something. She's close enough and she's cybered up. You might be able to hack something on her.
Oh. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna. I feel like if I try to slide in hacker, and we're going DEFCON 10, we're going DEFCON 5. I'm trying to get out of this as like smooth. I'm trying not for anyone. Nobody wants to get hurt, especially.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to just make our way through this moment without escalating violence. And if I hacker, it's over.
Okay.
So I'll say, if I see my friends come out, I'm like, okay. Look at the situation you're in. Look at my friends. Look what Beast is carrying. This is going to end bad. If you don't leave me alone right now, this is going to end very badly. I want nothing but the best for you. Let's separate as friends.
Friends. You see big tears start flowing out of her rather over large eyes, and she's crying. She says, you said you loved me.
I did. I really thought I did. Little mistakes like this that have haunted me my entire life. I care about you.
Okay. Love is like that. Okay. Handing up around. Who wants to jump in the middle of this, if at all?
Is she got a weapon out?
She is a weapon. She's basically cyber neck down.
So she's threatening serial killer.
Yeah, she's got serial killer wrapped up in some kind of cables. You think it's akin to what is known as a cyber snake, but she's got them coming out of her arms. So basically, she has three tentacles.
All right.
Which tentacles, of which half of them are wrapped around her.
All right, like I said the other night, I'm going to blow the bitch out of her boots.
Okay.
I tried to save her.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to shoot her with a handgun, Mike.
Okay, heavy handgun.
Very heavy
Right.
pistol. I get, 2 or 3 shots?
You get 2 shots with a heavy.
All right. I'm doing it.
Okay. She's not going anywhere, and you're pretty damn close. I actually have to put glasses on so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay. So you're really close. So beat a 15.
I hit her with
skill.
I hit her with both. I got a 20 and a 22.
Okay. I'm not going to bother to have you roll the dice. I'll just roll the dice for you. Oh, that's cute. Okay. So basically, you open up on her. Blam, blam. You realize you're not entirely penetrating because she's effectively metal, but the impact throws her back a bit. And she kind of, yeah, she does. She releases you and kind of slithers away going, okay, be like that.
Serial, get behind us.
I will get behind. I will turn around and be like, okay. Look, let's just let her go. She's good. She's on her way. We're on our way. Beast.
Yeah, by the way, he's Talon. I keep screwing up there. He's the only person I know has so regret.
Does she still have those snake arms out?
No, she basically retracted them after, she got shot.
Just as like a threatening warning. I'm wearing a like a guitar case strapped to my back, but out of it I take out a monokatana.
Okay. It glints in the light. You basically see as you pull it out, the little red laser in the upper edge clicks into and kind of lights the very thin glass blade. And you're standing there. Everything's kind of lit by that red aura all of a sudden. It's like kind of turning on a lo-fi lightsaber. So everybody notices it, and that's part of the idea.
I'm going to use that just... Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
And she says, "You got a new bitch, didn't you?"
Whoa, nobody calls me a bitch. Nobody calls me a bitch. And I take my monokatana and I slice off her feet.
You go for her feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her roller
You're going to
blade
have to
feet.
get past Matt to do that, but
Stop her. She
Okay.
didn't mean it. She didn't mean it.
wait till he throws you away and you're charging past Matt. You can try to intercept. What we're going to do is do the following. Is anybody else crazy enough to get in the middle of Matt's love life here?
Yeah, so I'm actually, when I see this starting to happen,
So everybody, okay, serial killer. Okay, here's what I want you guys to do. Yeah, last time when you guys dialed and you actually had your nicknames, which was useful. Okay, here's what I want you guys to do. Everybody's going to take their reflex, and they're going to roll 1d10, and then you're going to tell me the numbers I go around the table, okay? So I'm going to be starting with Luke, and then I'll be going down to serial killer, over to red shirt, and then over to Nox, and then over to Paladin, and then finally to Too Tall. So what do you got? 9. What do you got? Okay, 9. Well, okay. What do you got? I'm down there. No, red. You're silent. I can't hear you.
I'm adding my reflex score to my roll.
Die. Yeah, 1d10.
Yeah, so 16.
Okay. Nox.
13.
13.
Oh,
Okay. And Grayson. Are you there? Yes.
19.
Okay. Paladin, what are you doing? 19. Paladin,
I activated my speedwear.
Okay, so you're going into it. Okay, so it's going to be your choice first. Paladin is first. Luke is second. And then we get down to, let's see, Nox. And then serial killer. And then finally Red, I believe. Red, you were 16, weren't you?
Yeah, I had a 16, yeah.
Okay, so you could be after, because you have some. Okay, so you'll be after Luke. Okay. So, what are you doing, Paladin?
I'm shooting her 2 more times.
Okay. Well,
She
the
insulted
ball
my
is
other friend.
okay. She's back now. She's still within 12 beat of 15. Make 2 shots.
Oh, I beat a 15 both times.
What'd you
Mike.
get?
I got I had 1 explosion, so that's a 30, and then I had a 22.
Okay. You knock her down. Okay. She still has, an assembled body, but she's definitely hurting now. You punch through. You see blood in a couple of places. You've obviously plugged her. So that's what's happened there. We go over to Lucky. Lucky, what are you up to? Lucky, you have to turn your mic on.
My bad. I had a cough there, so I put it on mute. I'm going to run up at a slight angle, so I have kind of an angle on shooting her instead of people's line of sight, and just cover her with my assault rifle. If she's already down, if she's going to get up, I'll squeeze off around, but otherwise I'm just going to cover her.
Okay, she's screaming bloody murder in Japanese. I believe it's red shirt.
Yeah, so I'm going to circle around. I'm going to pull my heavy handgun, heavy pistol, and I'm going to rack off 2 shots as well.
Okay.
I left for technical reasons last time, so if you could just let me know what I roll here.
Okay. So what you roll is you take your marksmanship. You take
Yeah.
your reflex. Put the 2 of them together.
Yep.
and then you roll a d10. You add all three together, and you beat a 15.
18.
18.
Yep.
Oh, blam. Okay, so you hit her. She staggers back again. Okay. And unfortunately, I think too tall. What did you get?
At 11.
11. Okay, so you're going to be after him. Okay, so it's on to Nox.
So was I able to do the katana thing before, or was that?
You are pushing. You get to move off the mark before serial killer.
So I just like to push whoever's in like Cyril out of the way.
Yeah,
Just
showing Serial all the way, and Serial's going, it didn't have to go this far.
and I lunge forward and I try to slice off her feet.
Okay. This ought to be loads of.
The blades.
But she's got
Now she knows
blades.
That's the worst part. Oh, not. I'll scream as she's cutting off the part. Oh, not the blades. Not the blades.
So you're cutting rollerblades off? Is that?
Yeah. So is that the same roll? Reflex.
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah.
Melee weapon. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a 20.
20. Okay. You're not going to quite cut off her legs, but you're going to mess up her roller skates so they're kind of bent. She's struggling to get back up. There's a flash as your blade goes through and kind of messes up the tracks on them. Okay, and now we're on to Serial Killer. Serial Killer's going to...
All right, so I can I jack in and hack her?
Okay, you're interfacing. Okay. So, first thing you're doing, I'm going to assume you've already scanned and picked up on her, okay? What you want?
I would have known her scan previously.
Yeah, you in the beginning when you realized, I can get it.
In her DM, if you know what I'm saying.
She has a password, and it's not the one you guys used to have as a safe word. Okay. So let's see. You don't know. I'll let you guess the password. Otherwise, you have to use backdoor to crank into it.
Yeah, I will guess. Killer.
No.
Okay, then I will go backdoor.
Okay, so John backdoor. Oh God. Okay, DB13.
You got it.
She's not really heavily encrypted.
Linda adding my hack.
Not heavily. Yes. You have what's called interface. Okay. 14. Okay. So you just barely get into her systems. You're looking around. What you find basically is most of her direct systems, like her arms and legs, are actually run direct nervous, so you can't really interfere with that. But you could get control of the skates because the skates are powered.
Great. I'll control the skates, get her up on her feet and out of here, full retreat.
Okay. Okay.
Do I have the ability to message her while I'm in?
Yeah. Yeah, you can drop them.
I'll say I'll call you next
And that'll be your... Okay.
I promise you I'll call you next week.
Let's find out whether you've got that control node, okay? It was easy enough to try to get. Control node for her feet is 15.
Okay.
So interface and end.
I got a 15.
Okay. Defender wins now, so you don't have control of her feet. So, okay, you're trying. It's going to be a while. And you probably don't want to say, I'll call you right yet, okay? He's doing that in a few seconds. And we're on to Too Tall. You're watching this travesty of amusement going on.
I am. I'm shaking my head and thinking to myself, man, this happens every single time.
Oh, God.
Rather than getting involved, I'm just kind of looking around to make sure no one else gets involved.
You've gathered a bit of a crowd. Coin is passing. Let's see. Ariel's got a little bit of a reputation for this. I want to find something else.
What's my character? What's happening? I want the
Okay.
people to know.
You were the one who told me you were a real Ethereal last game, so it happens.
I am somebody that cares about many people, Mike.
Yes, and you do. And you cared about her, but you care about many people. Any rate, you've got people gathering around. Basically, they're kind of going, God, she's like really getting ridiculous about this. And they're arguing a little bit about, like, well, he's right. You have a right to break up with somebody. No, you don't. And they're going back and forth on it. Well, she didn't have to kill him. Well, yes, I would have killed him. And they go back and forth. No one's actually interfering.
Perfect. I just give them the look like, don't even think about it.
Okay. In the meantime, in your pocket, your agent goes off. Your agent, for all of you guys outside who haven't been listening to all this, your agent is sort of like, think of it as a tricorder meets a cell phone. It handles both the information that you gather. It can, basically run microprograms. It also can do things on its own up to a certain point. It has what's called basically an intelligence system. So, for example, if your jacket gets ripped and you have it tagged to your agent will order you a new jacket and have it delivered somewhere. That sort of thing. Your agent can also handle other situations as well. So your agent just went off too tall. It's Turbo.
Roger that. I look down, see it's Turbo. I look up. Everything seems under control.
Yeah.
Go ahead and answer it.
She turns and kind of starts to limp, not really well off. And she stops for a moment and she looks back at Knox and she says, he's going to break your heart too. And then she...
All right, everybody, quit screwing around. We got a call. Gather up.
Okay. So, you come in, and Marianne has already replaced the beers, the smashes, and she comes by, and she basically drifts up to Serial and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, that was rough.
Listen, sometimes love goes in funny directions. When you love passionately and deeply, sometimes you hurt deeply and passionately.
Well, I've got to say, you guys must have had Romeo and Juliet going on then, because that's pretty passionate.
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, where it was super sexy and hot down in Miami. That kind of sexiness.
She says, maybe you should get Knox to write a song about it sometime.
No. I want to
And
Knox. Knox doesn't know she loves me yet, but she does. I'm telling you.
Very happy.
He is.
Knox is probably. Marianne shakes her head. She goes, okay. Here, take your smash and sit down. Okay.
And leave me alone. I'll go sit in the back.
Okay, so they're at the table.
I'm sorry. I'll sit down. I'll apologize. Too tall. Thank you very much for not trying to kill her. Paladin, sometimes you go a little extreme. You could have just set a warning shot. She would have been gone. Knox, listen. She made nothing.
I gave her a warning shot. They went in her chest.
Also, pretty sure.
Go for the head.
Pretty sure she was going to it was just, can we please talk?
I didn't hear a safe word, so.
Sometimes things get complicated.
Turbo, you want to interrupt here? You're on an open line.
Hey, Too Tall, you there?
I'm here. Go ahead, boss.
Hey, before we get into it, and I give you the gig, I got to give you a heads up. There's this Tomiko wench or something running around looking for cereal. You better give him a heads up. She's the granddaughter of some Yakuza boss named Nobunaga or something. I guess he slept with her, then slept with her mother. I don't know. I didn't keep track of it, but she's looking for him.
No, you're about 10 minutes too late on that one.
Thanks, Turbo.
Is he still alive?
You're welcome.
Oh, good. Well, that being the case, let's get into it. Bottom line, you guys have the gig of gigs in front of you. There's one of the largest super max carriers of the 6 that ever were made called the Anne Boleyn, and it's sitting only 300 clicks off the coast. It's an easy smash and grab and delivery. What I need, though, is for you guys to take that AV I loaned you, that Lucky's got control over, and I need you to swing out there, eliminate any hostiles, take control of the boat, get up to the comms, get a hold of me, find out what port you're getting it into, and then lead it back. Here's the deal. It's got at least 20,000 canisters on it. It could have anything. Got Miltech, Arasaka, who knows what. Bottom line, it's a payday like you've never seen before. Now, the bottom line is here, we also got Paladin's going to take care of anything that needs to get shot in the face. You need it dead by the morning, you call Paladin, he dies. We needed a good AV pilot, so obviously you got lucky. Also, I figure you guys are going to get chewed up pretty good, so, he's also your backup medic. Now, if there is something alive on that boat, and it's not just automated, you're going to need something that's going to make them pause, or maybe reconsider having a bad day, and no offense, none of you guys are that charming. That's why you got Knox. Maybe she can sweet talk your way through. Now,
Thanks.
hey, nothing personal, girl. So, that fact that we're going to need a ship captain, that's where you come in, Too Tall. You're already doing this anyway, so you're pretty sure you know how to get that boat into dock. Now, most importantly, no matter what, Serial is your paid day. Without him, that boat's not going to go anywhere. It's got too much automation. He's going to be the most important thing. So anything happens to him, you guys aren't getting paid. But I figured you might run into some heavy resistance or, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I got you some backup. I knew this solo called Mikhail. Yeah, he had this kid, had some promise, a little touched in the head, hit in the head one too many times or something. Yeah, he always used to call him Red Shirt. Some old TV series, I don't know what it means. But I figured you could use another meat shield. I think his name is ISO Late or something like that. I don't know what. But I don't know if he's there yet or not. But when you see him, don't call him Red Shirt. He hates that shit.
Boy.
Oh, I'm not on speaker, am I?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Yeah, so, sorry about that.
I like the part where you said I was invaluable, Turbo. Thank you.
Hey, I just want to get paid. So, bottom line, get out there, get the job done, get back. Lucky, I put 20 gallons of gasoline, some flares, and duct tape in the back of the AV in case you need to, ditch and burn it. Just keep that in the back of your head.
Yeah, as a side note, Lucky, you have an AV. It's not in the world's greatest shape, but over the year, Turbo has given you your own AV. An AV is a pretty high-end thing. Most people, don't get that money, or if they do get something like that, they're checking out of the motor pool as a nomad. So you're going Lux. You remember one important thing about AVs, which is they're cumbersome, and they have all the gliding capability of a brick. So the idea is to keep the engines running, and if worse comes to worse, Turbo has actually installed a drop-down chute. So if you can move fast enough and you lose power and you're high enough, the chute will lower you to the ground. So there is that. Of course, what happens when you hit the ground? You may still be going 50 miles an hour. So,
All right, I got it. So you need me to drop him off at the ship, patch him up, and get him home priority is serial killer. The rest are expendable. Tracking.
Yes.
Oh,
Love it, Lucky.
I don't
Mostly.
believe that's what he said.
that's pretty much the gist of it. But I'd prefer you to bring the whole ship back. But, if you only can load it up with the choice bits, then you get the choice bits. You play it by ear.
I hate this job.
You should.
yeah. Okay, Too Tall.
Happy hunting, boys.
Too Tall.
Sure.
You should know that, actually, Turbo. Now,
Yes, sir.
Turbo. What's the name of the ship again?
Anne Boleyn.
Name, you go immediately, Too Tall?
I know the Anne Boleyn.
The Anne Boleyn basically is one of 4 Supermax container ships. These things are so big, they can go through the Red Sea, but they can't get through even the Suez. They're enormous. This thing is carrying probably about 18,000 cargo containers. Okay, that's a lot of cargo containers. It's like 2.5 to 3 football fields long, It's about the size, in fact, it's a little bigger than an aircraft carrier from the old Navy, wet navies. Thing is huge. So picking what you want on there, you probably really do want to get the whole thing in. Your pack would love that. Turbo will get his pick, but then your group will probably have to offload and get the contracts. So that's big money. You also know that the Anne Boleyn, as part of the Queen series, basically is heavily automated and operates with a pretty low crew. You don't exactly know how many, but you figure it's probably less than a dozen. Okay. What was that noise?
That's my computer. I don't know how to stop that.
Okay.
I'm not very smart, although serial killer is.
I don't know. What serial killer's it?
2, no.
2?
6. Matt's is like a 2.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys gathered. Anybody want to go over some last bits?
Yeah, let's review the important part of what Turbo said. I'm to live at all costs.
Yeah, I need to update it. I mean, we have to keep you alive until you unlock the ship, and then I need the two-tall to get it into port. So there's kind of phases. The phase operation. In phase 1, your priority for medic. In phase 2, it's going to be two-tall. Everybody else is
by the time my job's done, I plan to be hiding, and or the paladin will have killed and Red Shiver have killed everyone.
And listen, if these 12 people that are supposedly on board are not all your ex-girlfriends, maybe we've got a shot at this.
How did they say bingo?
So deeply, Doc.
Ow.
Okay. But seriously, do we have any sense, and I should have asked, do we have any sense, he said it wasn't too many people on board? Do we have any sense how many people we're talking about?
No, Circle, I know a little bit about this ship. So this ship's a little over 1,600 feet long. It's got a draft of about 60 feet, meaning 60 foot is under the water line going straight down. The containers are stacked up about 12 high. The house itself, that's where the pilot is, and that's where everybody lives, is midship.
I had maps, but I can't really show it.
Got containers all the way forward. You got containers all the way back. All the way back at the stern, there's a deck that comes around the back. If we can get up to that deck without being seen, we have a chance of getting in without any automation going on. If we can't do that, then we're going to have some problems.
Are they going to have rear? I mean, aren't they going to have defenses in the rear?
Most people have defenses in the rear, but they will. But if we come in low and quiet, they won't see us.
Sir,
don't worry. I'll bring it in. I'll just bring it in right over the water. We'll blend in with the waves. I'll just rise up at the last second. What could go wrong? It's like a milk run. We got this.
Once we get in there,
hey, Lucky's at the steering wheel, man. You're good.
Once we get in there, there's computer controls right inside on every single remote controller from wherever they are. So if we can get inside and we can get you jacked in, should be able to take it, no problem.
Copy that. I'm ready to roll. Anyone else need to stop by and pick up some supplies?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Good to go.
We were an hour late for the stream. I said we just keep going.
Okay. Okay, so you guys pile in a couple of combat cabs and basically head on over to where Lucky has his AV stash. Last time I talked to you, Lucky, you had it stashed in a friend's garage area behind some very, very large barbed wire fences. And as you're basically hitting the key card and letting them in, you see something, eyes light up at the far end, and something about the size of a small mountain lion heads forward. You remember it. It's Junkyard.
Ah, okay.
Junkyard is the dog, kind of. Junkyard looks at you, and at first he starts quietly moving towards the rest of the group, but he recognizes you. You get scanned, and he walks up, and this dog, which is essentially 5 feet tall at the shoulders, throws itself, its metallically shelled self, down in front of you, flops over, kicks its feet up, and obviously wants belly rubs.
All right, I will definitely oblige Junkyard, give him some good belly rubs in there.
Okay. He's really happy. In fact, after a while, he wags the stump of what used to be a tail, and his missile launchers actually open up. He's so happy.
Oh. All right, good boy. All right, I got to get going now.
Okay.
Hey, guys, let's go.
Okay. He rolls himself up and pads along with you.
Bring the dog.
Yeah, we can bring the he's welcome to come in. Welcome to.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you have the dog. It's fun. I love these little touches. All right, so you get to your AV. Okay. You kick over the fire. You lift off the deck. Now, how many of you guys remember what an AV4 is exactly? There's kind of an AV9 behind Lucky in his picture, as a matter of fact. But an AV4 is essentially the modern version, well, the 2020 version of what would have been a Huey chopper in Vietnam kind of thing. It basically has bench seats, sliding doors, chin-mounted machine gun, pilot, co-pilot seats. It is basically mounted in a really big Rolls-Royce engine chassis. And its major deal was that during the collapse, they were used to get police units and other basically assault groups in among skyscrapers and really, really tight places that a helicopter couldn't get to. They're actually relatively fuel efficient. And what you realize is that for all of that, and the fact you can get avgas to run it probably anywhere, because it was what's called Shoot 2, it does have the flying capabilities of a brick if it loses power. So you're off the deck. I need to know where everybody is. I'm assuming you're more or less going where you were last time.
Yeah, Too Tall, you're on co-pilot. Everybody else in the back.
Okay. Last time through, you guys had a particular order you were going in. Are we keeping the same order?
Yeah. Why not?
Serial in the back on the right-hand side.
Next to Knox, Mike. I'm always next to Knox.
Okay, so you're side by side with Knox. Actually, you're back to back because the bench seats go down and there's the door.
How could I resist that safe?
Well, he's kind of in that, if you like him skinny kind of, fashion model, he might get away with it.
Gender neutral.
He's putting it in gender neutral, Captain. Okay. So you guys are in the same place. Serial, Knox, you're in the back. Soleil.
Yep.
Well, that's left you on the right-hand side, the front seat with a gap between you. You must be isolating.
Yes, that is what I do.
Okay. And Paladin was over on the left-hand side, back-to-back with you.
Yep.
Okay. And then Lucky's flying on the right-hand side, Too Tall on the left-hand side. You're off the deck, you're headed out.
And we strap the dog in.
The dog comes in, and he takes an area. Let's see. He knows Lucky. So he's going to basically go sit behind Lucky, and you can kind of feel as it makes a metallic noise. What you have is a large cyber dog, kind of like the Mastiff that John made me in the action figures.
I like that.
Is there a voice for the dog?
No.
No,
Dog does not talk.
I was going to make a Shaggy joke, but
In my head.
No, we're not making a Shaggy joke. I did not plan for you guys to have the dog around doing the voice. No. Not happening.
Was that Turbo? That was good.
No, the dog does not have a
Yes.
Ruby Rats. Okay.
This can go on all day.
I know.
All right. I've picked up the transponder and get it going.
Okay. Oh yeah, Turbo should have told you that it does have a transponder on it. He had a drone go over it about 2 days ago, drop a transponder on it when they found it.
We've got the transponder online. Aaron, 265, 280 nautical miles.
Nice.
Okay. Is that too tall talking?
That's me.
Yeah. Yeah. You froze for a moment there. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So you head out over the night because when you left, it was, at that point, late mid-evening.
How long are we going to be flying for?
You're going to be flying for about 3 to 4 hours.
I go to sleep.
Okay. There's nothing to do as you're flying out over the Pacific. You're going to an area that is sort of between Hawaii and the Galapagos.
Mike,
Area.
I'll nestle into Knox and I'll say to her, if you get scared, I'm always here. Like if you want to snuggle or you want to take a nap like Paladin, like I got your 6. I can hold you and make you feel safe. And
Drool on me and I will shoot you.
Say it.
Yeah.
Who's just looking at that horrified look going across Nora's face? You're good looking, but you're not that good looking yet.
Hey, Tutal, what do you know about the ship? Do you know what its range is for its defenses? When do I need to go nap at the Earth?
Well, if it has defenses, sometimes they have rockets, sometimes they have decals built on the back end. If they have their fire control radar on, that's going to be a problem. But going from point A to point B, as long as nothing's going on, you'd be fairly quiet. When you're about 5 miles out, that's when things will start firing. 20 miles out is when they start picking us up.
Mm-hmm. All right, got it. So at about 20 miles out, because 40 clicks or whatever that may be, I'll drop down and start flying nap of the Earth.
Okay, you are headed out over. You guys are headed out over the Pacific. It is pitch black. There's not even a moon, and you're headed across. And for those of you who've ever done night flights over the Pacific, there's nothing there. It's occasionally you might see the glint of something phosphorescent. You might see something, but that's a lot of empty nothing, and it's kind of a little creepy. You've gone about 2 hours, and let's see, Too Tall and Lucky. I want you to both make what are called perception rolls, okay?
And I am keeping a lookout with my cyber optics, which has low light.
Okay, low light, that will definitely help. Okay.
So that's an intelligence skill, right?
Yeah, okay.
All right, I got a 17.
I got a 14.
Okay, 17. Who got 17 again?
Lucky.
Okay, Lucky. Yeah. For a moment, you see something on the surface. You figure it's about 400 feet long and cylindrical. It is on the surface, moving along at high speed, and it seems to notice you and it just kind of drops out of sight, and the phosphorescence goes away. You can see it for maybe about another quarter mile under the surface that's gone.
All right, so there was some sort of submarine that was over in this area.
Possible.
All right, I'm gonna let Nomad Too Tall know and say, hey, there's a submarine in this area. Is that typical? I'm not really up on wet Navy stuff.
Seeing a submarine on the surface is not typical at all, especially out here.
Okay, that's weird.
I agree.
Either picking somebody up. Okay, that's not cool. I'm gonna change my course, and I'm gonna swing it out, and I'm gonna go further out to sea and try to come in at this thing at a different angle.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go nab of the Earth and try to, just in case somebody was trying to plot a course for me, I'm gonna change it up and come at a different angle. I just don't like this.
Okay, so if it is heading, right now it is heading due south, okay? So you're coming in, how you want to do this on the clock? You want to do, basically if you're headed south, you're coming in technically in north, but you could be coming in northwest, northeast, or be swinging all the way around and then coming in.
Actually, if we can do that, and I got enough fuel, I'll swing it all the way around and come in from the other angle. That's the safest way to do it. I don't think.
Which angle? North, south, east, west, what?
You said it's headed south, so if I can come in.
Yeah, it's due south. You basically see as you're headed through the inky darkness, you see a phosphorescent wake, kind of like what you saw earlier, sweeping through in a large curve. It's due south, but it seems to be then starting to bring itself around the compass points to due west.
Okay.
And it's this long wake. Okay. Moving along. At this point, which way you want to come in? You want to intercept northeast?
Yeah, I want to come in behind it if I can.
Okay, so you're sweeping in, and you're going to be essentially coming up on what would be, sorry, it's port quarter. Okay, so you're moving in, and have you gone to Nap of the Earth yet?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so how high are you right now? Your normal ceiling altitude is about 1,000 feet.
Okay. I would like to be with the waves. I'm not sure how high the waves are, so that's going to be an issue. But if
it's running about 15 feet.
okay. So if I can
It's not like flat. It's there's a little bit of a chop and a bit of a crosswind.
if I can get about just under 50 feet, so I'm like be close.
Wow, yeah, you do. Okay, submarine comes up, you hit it, you go to your death. No, just kidding. Okay,
Are you really?
John, are you there? Because
Where?
okay, yeah, you're frozen in the middle of the screen. I can't see the rage in your eyes yet. Okay, so you're pulling around. Okay, you see this enormous wake, and you see this black shape with some running lights. This thing is just god awful huge. Let's see. Looking out the window. Yeah, let's see. Knops.
Yep.
Knops, you and Palomino both make perception rolls.
Okay. Let's see. And what do I roll? What do I roll in addition?
Okay, so you do int
Is it-
and perception. You take your int, your perception, and 1d10. And then you tell me what you roll, and I am comparing it to a number. I'm probably not going to tell you guys the numbers in most cases, because it kind of ruins the effect.
12.
Well, okay. Nah, you don't quite see it. What do you got?
I got a 19.
19. So what are you doing? You using, is that a roll, or was that using your abilities?
That's a roll.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you see another shape, again, about 80, 90 feet tall, or long rather, and it basically cuts through the phosphorescence, trailing the ship, and then it drops out of sight again.
Hey, there's a submarine. There's a submarine following. There's a submersible following this ship.
Okay.
That's two submersibles around this ship. Is that a typical type of escort? That doesn't seem that way. But
Well, that's atypical.
there must be something on this ship that we don't know about.
Can I use my cyber audio suite with my radio? With my amplified hearing to see if I can pick up on anything.
You're a little high for that. There's going to be a lot of ocean noise.
Mike,
Yeah.
sorry, we lost John here. Could we just take a quick maybe bio break?
Sure.
And just fix the interface. Just went. Oh,
I'm
because Mike
We'll take a
dropped
break.
Yeah,
you're
John
about
dropped
to
down.
you're about to encounter, and we're about where we were last time. So yeah, go ahead.
Perfect.
Let's take a 5-minute bio break, 10-minute.
We may need a bit more. Yeah, 10 to 15. I'll let you guys know when we're back.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
on.
See you soon, guys.
So, we last left you guys. Hurtling over the blackness of the Pacific Ocean somewhere on the way to the Galapagos and somewhere south of Hawaii. It's pitch black, except that about 60 seconds ago, you looked out and you saw something about being maybe 300 feet, maybe 100 feet, you're not sure, a long cylindrical, and it basically was traveling on the surface and it dipped down and disappeared. Might be that submarine again. And ahead of you, you see a wake goes back for about 9-10 miles. It's really long, powerful screws, and you see running lights in this enormous black shape with only the running lights of what you figure, based on what you're getting out of your agent, is your target. So you were dropping down at 50 feet, was it?
Yeah, to get down pretty low. If it's really pitch black and my instruments aren't good enough, I lift it up a little bit. But if I can hold, and the air is not too turbulent and stuff, and I can hold it about 50 feet, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's a bit tough, but yeah. I'm gonna have you make a piloting roll, okay? As I said last time, your piloting is 4. So it's reflex, piloting, and a die roll.
That looks like 16.
16. Okay, you're holding it over the deck, doing fine. Okay, I'll let you know if you hit any big waves.
Okay.
Okay, so you're hurtling in. You're about a mile out. All right.
Hey, Mike.
John. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How does my combat awareness ability work?
Okay. Combat awareness. Basically, you have a number of different ways you can use it.
Yeah.
Without slowing things up, what you have is kind of the way to apply it to different tasks.
Yeah, so I have those. I'm clear on those. I just want to know what the 4 refers to. Is that 4 uses of it?
No, that is the 4 points that you at this point are putting into it.
Got it.
Think of it as you have a pool.
Yeah.
Now you have a pool of 4 points. You can go into threat detection.
Yeah.
Reaction.
Got it.
Spot weakness. Damage. When you get fairly high, you'll shuttle between these.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll go, yeah, I really wanted to, recover from this fumble, and that's where I'll burn those points to start.
Got it. And so it's a reactionary thing?
It's a reaction. It's what you set yourself up each turn in terms of a combat move.
Got it. Great. Thank you.
So you're much more of a tactical or tactician than you would have been in the original 2020.
Yeah. Can I put a point into threat detection at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, relab.
Thank you.
Okay, so threat detection. Not getting anything yet. You're going in over the deck. Everything's fine at this point. And too tall. You spot something. Besides the wake that you see from your vantage point, you think you see a second wake on the port side.
All right, guys, I see some off the port side. Looks kind of small. I'm looking at it, trying to figure out what it is.
Okay.
I'm using my my cyber vision here with low light detection to see if I can improve what I'm seeing.
Okay. It reminds you of some of the fun days when you had to dodge pirates in places. It's a very fast, well-gunned speedboat. Civilian model, obviously, and it is using a magnetic grapple to be tied to the side of this enormous ship. The ship itself, where you guys are coming in, it looks like a damn wall. I mean, it's like 5, 6, 7 stories tall.
It's like we're not alone.
All right, I'm tracking. How do we want to play this? They may not like visitors.
They're definitely not going to like visitors.
We want to get on the chin gun and try to streak these guys?
What do you think, Beast?
I got a 21 for tactics, Mike. What do I think?
What tactics? You think right now going into strafing when you don't know where they are on the deck is probably not a good idea.
No, but I think sinking their speedboat might be.
Oh, if we do that, they're going to know we're here.
Yeah, so I say we land and we kill them all.
Do you want to blow the speedboat up, or do you want to keep going?
I say we keep going and we get on the big boat and we just hunt them down and kill them separately.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try to loop it up and get on the stern of the ship. That's where I think there's a place to land, like a helo deck or something like that, right?
As we pass by the the speedboat on the way to the big ship.
Well, no, the speedboat is along the side of the big ship, and the reason John can see it is from his position, he can see a separate wake. Okay, so Too Tall, you've seen a separate, smaller wake diverging from the big wake. They're both outlined in phosphorescence. You have not seen a lot, but with your enhanced vision and the fact you guys are coming up on that side, not the starboard side, you effectively do see a small speedboat.
All right, so we're on the port side, and you're saying that
Got
it's
to be
breaking off right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You see it going, it's going along the same path.
So while I see going along the same path,
You can see it's moored. You can see that they grappled onto it in some way or another. You think probably magnetic grapple or something.
are there any openings in the side of the ship?
It's kind of hard to see. There's no lights.
No lights. Okay.
You know that something this big probably does have access ports and companion ways, around the ship at different points so they can inspect and so forth like that. You're just not sure where. You've never seen one of these before. There's only 4 on the planet.
Am I doing a flyby around this ship, or am I going up to the stern? Going up to the deck on the stern?
Land it.
Question.
Please.
I just want to know if they're tethered magnetically, are we close enough to where Serial can kind of hack into it and kind of separate that?
It's a magnet. It's electromagnet. It doesn't care. It has no mind or any software to tell it what to do.
Okay.
I don't know. Brian Boitano, have a plan and follow through.
We're going to do. Yeah, I got you. We're going.
Okay, so you guys going up to the stern.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically drop back.
Isn't that a Olympic gymnast?
Yes.
Yes, it's also from South Park.
South
Yeah.
Park.
Oh.
This is going to be pop culture reference city. Okay, so you are basically falling back, and you're going to come up the stern. You're going to come up the deck and then raise, or are you going to go all the way up to the deck? How do you want to do this?
I would like
your
to.
approach.
Yeah, I would like to raise up sharply and then come up. So I want to stay low as long as I can, then really power it almost higher than 45 degrees to come up to the deck level.
Okay, you guys are throwing back. And it's about that time that Too Tall and Lucky both see the launch of the missile.
Break right.
So basically, we are up to a certain point, replaying where we did before. You see a missile basically launch off the fan tail and start straight at you.
Is this off the main boat, or is this off of one of the side?
Off the main boat.
Main boat. Yep.
Turrets have found us. Break right.
That's bad. We're not supposed to be. This is not a good thing, right?
Well, you're starting to rise off the deck, and the missile's coming down towards you. You have probably, since you were coming off the deck from 50 feet, you're probably about 200 feet right now, if you're really going steep.
Lucky, live up to that thing. Get us out of here, son.
Okay, what do you want to do, Lucky? You're doing evasion.
I'm doing evasion. Yeah, break right. Try and shake this thing loose.
Okay, so
All right.
Ricky White headed up the starboard side. Are you going to try to use the ship as a shield, or are you just going to basically break full right?
No, I'm going to try to use the ship as a shield, see if I can't get this thing to hit it. Now, I made an 18 for my pilot.
Okay, you do make it barely. And you are basically skidding past. The rocket goes, or rather the missile, goes hurtling past you. The solos recognize it. It's some sort of variant of a Stinger. And it is heat-seeking, and it just went on past you. And as it did last time, and didn't change, it basically is going to turn and try to require you.
Do we have some flares in the back? Can somebody drop some flares out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tell
Colin,
I tell I
can
tell
we-
Serial to hand me the flare pistol.
can we duct tape those flares to the gasoline and hurl the gasoline tanks at them?
No, you have avgas in the ship, but you don't have.
Oh,
It's
I
not
thought
in
you
the
said that they
same.
were
Yeah,
down.
we have avgas sitting around inside it. A basically flying bomb. It's a bad way to go.
No, I tell Serial to hand me the flare pistol.
I got it. And I pull out the pistol, and I'm like, I got it. I'll wait till it gets closer, and then I'm gonna shoot. All right, then I give the pistol on it. No, like I don't know what I'm thinking. It's not the
Flare
time.
pistol?
Yeah, and I shoot the flare. I shoot the flare towards the missile, but away from us.
Okay. I'm gonna have you doing that. I will get back to you in half a second. Remember, you got a jet engine versus a flare. Think about that.
Hey, I'm trying.
Yeah, I know. Very trying. Okay, so Luke, you roared by. You're headed along the side of the ship at about 300 feet up. I want you to make a awareness check. Okay, perception.
All right, perception. It's 16, 17, 18.
18. Okay. As in before, yes, you do see the pilot ladder hanging down.
Damn it.
From what looks like a attached point in the hull. And you see also tied to it, dragging in the water, appears to be another speedboat, but sunk. And it's being dragged underwater, thus keeping the ladder kind of pulled away. Okay? So,
All right, it's not right. It's pulled out, and why it's in.
Paul's got this look on his face like, oh man. Yes?
All right, so I don't suppose there's any way I can go in between the ship and the ladder.
You know, there's not a lot of room there. You remember how tight those ladders are.
Yeah. I'm just asking.
So-
What?
Okay, so here's the deal. You're gonna try to dodge it. Okay? You need to get a minimum 20 to not actually smack into this. You're going fast.
20 is a high score, Mike. A 22 high score. If you get to an 18, we all die, Mike.
Yes.
If I get it,
Whatever that point, I, Mike Cosmith, I killed your character.
But that's past tense. This is right there.
Quit whining.
If we,
that's a 9. That's a 9 or a 10 on the die, guys. Let's see what happens. A 3. I did not make it.
Okay. So,
I do not. I love you all.
however, you do not actually crash. Okay? Instead, you basically slam through the ladder, you rip it off, and we're going to find out two things that are very important. Let us hope that I roll, I'll let you pick, even or odd for the good thing.
Even.
Even?
I'll look at Knox. What does Knox want?
oh no, this is all on you. Let's go.
Yeah, even. Okay, Serial. It's on. I got a 5. Okay. So, yes, two things happen at once. One of them is you don't take a lot of damage on the ladder. It's wood and, cable, and it's not too bad. Unfortunately, you also inhale in your jets what's left of the ladder. Okay? So there's this howl as number one engine on the port side goes as the turbine swallows it. And it's made worse by the fact, and this is what you're trying to save from, is that you have, as the ladder goes down, it's not attached to the top bit anymore, but it's attaching the bottom to a sunken speedboat. And you are basically being yanked out of the sky. What are you guys doing? Okay, starting around the table again, I'm going to get everybody's reactions.
Oh, shit, fire.
Okay, shit fire in and out. All right, so I want to have you do reflex and 1d10, okay?
Eight for me.
But who's me?
A terrible pilot.
Okay. Okay, total. Okay, next.
I'm gonna activate. Sorry, I'm gonna activate my speedwear mic. That gives you a +3, so that's a 16 for me.
Okay, so 16. Okay. All right, then. Let's take a look. Since you're complaining so much, how about you? Plus cereal.
I'm a 14.
Okay.
And as we are crashing to our death, I look at Knox and I say, I blame Lucky for this, but I want you to know something. I have always loved you more than anything in the entire world, and I would do anything. I'm so sorry our lives are about to end, but if I could marry you and have children, I would. I just wanted you to know that before we died, and I immediately start to hysterically sob.
You need. Listen, you need- I slap him to get him back to his senses.
Okay, and along that line, Knox, what did you roll?
I rolled a 10.
Okay. He manages to get that entire hysterical speech out before you can react. And you slap it. Okay. Okay. And Palomino.
Paladin.
Sorry.
My die exploded quite well, so I got a 27.
Okay. All right, then. And finally, Too Tall.
Why aren't you the 14th as well?
Huh? 20? What'd you get?
Well, 1-4.
A 1-4. Okay. So, Paladin, you go, crap. Okay. What do you want to do in this moment of death and peril before the...
Okay, so
Well,
the
you
ship
go-
is here. Are we here? Are we here? Where are we?
Okay. This is the ship. This was the ship is going towards you in my picture. Okay. So I'm doing this. All right. You guys were coming up the back end, back here. Okay. Actually, back here. And so you were coming up, you saw missiles. You went, and went around that side. Okay. Halfway down, you ran across a pilot's ladder that was hanging there. And obviously somebody had used that ladder to gain access to the ship, but their speedboat got wrecked in the process. So the speedboat is acting as a drag anchor on the ladder, but the ladder has not been destroyed. It's just kind of tensely hanging there. And you guys went straight into it, basically, which wouldn't be enough to kill you, except that you have two big jet fan engines in the front sucking in air, and number one on that side just took and swallowed what was left of the ladder. And when it did, getting the rope and the steel and all that, it got the ladder, which was still attached to the boat.
Okay.
So you guys essentially just bought yourself a float.
I would like to make an athletics check to jump from the crashing AV to the top of one of the containers.
You're too low. You're way too low. You could get out of it, but you have not climbed up. You're still on the side of the boat. You started, basically, you were going up. You turned
Can I
around
get to the side of the boat?
to the side of the boat. It's a steel wall, but if you want, it's not going to help you. It's a steel wall. Wall of steel.
Paladin, just hold me.
So yeah, there's not a whole lot you got right there. You could get out, yes. And if you're lucky, when you get out, let's see, you were Paladin next side. Yeah, the doors are open because you guys have been looking. So you could throw yourself out towards the boat. You won't get into the boat. You tore the ladder off. So I was going to say you could climb what's left of the ladder, but there's anything there. There's
the ship going. It's got to be doing how fast the ship going? Like 20 knots?
Yeah, about 20, 25. It's all.
Hey, you're not going to get in the boat.
Yeah, no. We're done.
I'll scream to Lucky, climb this bird up.
Actually, shake it. It's not 20. It's more like about 18. 'Cause I'm thinking about the song.
Yeah, we got to get Lucky to get us higher so we can jump onto the cans.
Okay, so Lucky, that's going to be a really ugly piloting role. But where we are now is Paladin. Paladin, what do you want to do in your I have so much time moment?
I'm gonna yell at Lucky to pull up to get us to where we can all jump off and get on the cans.
Okay, so that's what you're doing that turn. 27.
Yeah, and I'm pulling out my pouch of Red Man and putting a big old cheek of Red Man in.
Okay. Your partner Solid is on the other side.
Yeah.
You're basically now, let's see. So right now, you are in this turn, having hit this, the next turn, you're going to pretty much go vertical on the right side of your AV. Your AV now has just gone wham. It's been snagged. It's going to try to do up and over as it drags.
Yeah. So can I add precision attack with my other 3 combat awareness points?
Yes. What do you want to do?
And then I'm going to pull out my assault rifle and try to shoot out the ladder that is connected to the engine that is dragging us.
Okay. Actually, you're right on the side, and you're in a really good place to do that. Okay.
I was on the wrong side to do it. Sorry.
Yeah.
When I pull, I get 1 or 4.
So you're like hanging yourself partially out of the slider. Hey, you unbuckled your harness, you're hanging out, and you're going to go make that shot. All right, let's find out how far you are and how bad it is.
Now, I'm not going to be able to take it out with 1 shot, I assume, right?
Katana, yeah, I'd say you can't. It's basically cable about 4 or 5 inches thick.
Yeah, so auto fire is, I guess, what I'm going to try and do to try and get it off. That's 4 shots.
Incendiary round.
What's the range, Mike?
That's what I'm pulling right now. Except
I got the table up right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what I want to find out. Hang on a second. Then you're about 30 meters out.
That's a 13.
No, you're further than that. Sorry, I was saying the number to hit. Okay, so you're doing right, Phil. So you're about 200 meters out right now. So about 600 feet. You got a lot to shoot at. So, I'm going to call this a 22.
Okay, and so I'm rolling a D10 plus I'm adding my auto fire from reflex. Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's only the one thing that I'm adding to it, because the highest I can potentially get is on a D10. I can get a 10, and then I have a 6 in auto fire.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be high enough.
No, if you roll a 10, you get to roll again.
And add your reflex.
Yeah, your reflex.
Reflex and auto fire.
Yeah, reflex and auto fire.
Got it.
Always that skill die roll plus modifiers.
That's an 18. That's not enough. I'm going 4 times, right?
Right, man. You were taking precision attack, weren't you?
Yeah, that's a +1. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So that's a 22 on my 3rd shot. Oh, 23. Okay. 23 on my 3rd shot.
Okay.
And that's a roll of 10. So that's another.
Roll another
24. That's a 24. So 2 shots was 22 and 24.
Roll the 10 again and add it.
And then another 9.
Okay. So let me go look at something a minute. Yeah. Yes. You actually separate the rope down below hanging out of the speedboat.
Nice shot, Red.
Nice shot.
Who's the red shirt now?
I love it.
You still are, but nice shot.
Yeah, but that's
No, that
Put it over on your side to go flying out into the drink. Then
yeah, actually it's gonna happen to the next turn, but we won't get to that quite yet. Okay, so
we're one engine down now, right?
Yeah, you're 1 engine down, and what's happening, I'm gonna try to do it the way it's happening. You were headed up. You had to break around the ship, which was going to eat a lot of your climb. When you did, it's just like when I used to write flight sim. Okay, and then you going around, you got snagged, okay? So I was pulling you down by the nose and way over, okay? He leaned out kind of under between the jets and fired and broke the towing boat. So the boat's gone, And this should, in the next turn, go, whoa, back again. It still hasn't lost some of the down, but now it's going long. And we will find out in that same turn whether or not anybody is thrown out of the AV.
No.
What number are we on?
Okay, so that was Solate. So now we're on to the 14s, which I'm going to now check. So 14 is either Serial or Paladin. So, Serial or Too Tall. Okay, both you guys roll 1d10.
Just as a note, you'd all have time before my paladin check to hold on.
Yeah, I had 8.
I'm strapped in.
What you get?
I'm strapped in too.
Yeah, what you get?
7.
7. Okay, so it is Serial. No, Serial. Yes, it's Serial.
Yeah,
Serial, what are you doing besides pledging your undying love to the man you want to have your children?
Mike, that was a long time ago. I stopped crying. I don't even remember that moment because we were so close to death. The adrenaline's taken over. So
Okay.
as I got up, I grabbed the flare. I gave it to Paladin. This whole thing happens. I'm trying to hold on to my decks. I'm trying to hold on to my balance. I see. I'm not calling him Red Shirt. What's your real name, Chase?
My name's Isolate.
Isolate. So I see Isolate going over, and assuming that we're going to recorrect, I'm going to everything I can to grab him, and as I go through, hook my own arm and try to grab him.
Okay, that's going to be fairly difficult. We're going to break it into 2 different segments. Okay, so first of all,
Come on, one great roll. Look how lithe I am. Look how lithe I am.
what lithe or not, you're a skinny fuck, okay?
All right.
So first of all, let's find out which is more important, grabbing him or making sure you don't go out the door.
I mean, I want you to know something. Dungeons and Dragons, I believe in playing a hero. But in the world you created, that is not the first instinct.
There are no heroes. Remember, you don't save the world, you save yourself.
But here's the thing I'll say. I am never going to make it without him. So I will save him first. Because I also don't believe in being an asshole right now. The world does not need another asshole.
You don't want to be an asshole to the guy who may be covering your ass in the...
Exactly. That's exactly my point. I would like to live, and I have every faith in the world that I'm going to pull.
Okay, so you grab him. Let's find out when you get him first, because we're getting the snapback, and that's all going to be happening in the next round. I want to know how we set up.
I know.
Okay.
know.
Now, Mike, Mike, would I have had to have unstrapped in order to make this shot, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no way you could have. You had to literally lean out. You have jet engines all the way next to you as you lean down.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. So you were like kind of on your belly almost, having made the shot.
Yeah.
And then the recoil comes back in the next turn.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, he's watching you. So he's going, uh-oh. And he's just grabbed you, I hope. So you're going to be, that's an athletics. So athletics, I want you to make, okay, and add that to your dex and a D10 roll. Let me know what you get.
I want you to know something. When you say athletics, that's not great for me. What about luck? When do I get to use
You can add as much luck as you have to a roll.
Okay, great.
But once you burn it, it's gone, baby.
Okay. Athletics plus a D10, correct? What am I going?
Athletics, dexterity, and a D10. Okay. Stat, skill, die roll.
Rolled an 8.
Okay.
Athletics is a 3. That's 11.
Okay.
And my dex is a 7. That's 18, son.
Okay. You grab him by the belt.
Oh.
Okay. We'll deal with the next moment in a moment. Okay. Too Tall is your turn. What do you do?
Well, I was strapped in because that's what a good co-pilot does. So I'm spinning around to see what's happening. Am I in range to grab anybody just to kind of hold
No.
the place?
There's a bit of a gap. The other thing you see is the dog, which was sitting behind Lucky, has gotten up and is throwing itself basically past, because isolate, you're up and out. So I'm putting you basically right in an open area where Serial can get to you. So the dog is diving across at very ridiculously high speeds towards the combination of Serial and isolate. So that's what you see is Clyde, and it literally jumps, bounces off the top of the roof and kind of hits the ground. Well, not the ground. It hits the deck. Okay, so that's what you're seeing. Are you doing anything else, Paul?
No, I'm strapped in. I turn around. I see this happen. There's nothing to do but hold on.
Yeah, you see basically the water is still coming at you, but it's going to come out at a different angle. This may actually be better in the long run. Okay, so that was too tall. Okay, which brings us down to Knox.
All right, stay with me here, Mike. So
On every word.
So Knox feels in this like adrenaline moment actually quite moved by this weird declaration and seeing what's happened.
Do not try to kiss him. I will not let you.
No, but I say, Serial, you beautiful dumb man-child, we're gonna make it. You gotta get us out of here. And then after that, you get one date. And I like hold on, and because I'm strapped, and I hold on and like use my legs to kind of like try to grapple them back.
Knox, you're on the wrong side of the bench seat, so you can't do it. You can lean over and yell at him.
She's still standing. She's still standing.
He's behind me. I'm gonna try to reach back. And
no, he is okay. The bench seat. Imagine that you have. Okay, I'm working with you. I'm trying. Okay.
It's a dramatic, beautiful moment in their relationship.
You're trying. Relationships in a cyberpunk game. Gee, what a strange idea, said Johnny Silverhand. Okay, so you are turning. You could get to Serial if you unstrap.
Okay. You know what? No, I was unstrapped because I had to have been unstrapped if I was to turn around and slap you, which I did in the last turn.
You could have done that in a seat. Do you want to be unstrapped? No, you guys are okay. You guys are back to back on a bench seat, like a pew.
Okay.
Okay, and you're facing that way, and he's facing this way. Okay. And then there's a gap, and then Isolate's facing this way, and Paladin's facing that way. Okay. Right. And then the bench seat ends with two blank seats. There's an open area just beyond that, towards front of AV, and then Lucky on one side, Too Tall on the other.
Okay.
Facing forward.
Whatever I have to do, if I have to unstrap and like reach for him or.
Okay, so you are grabbing Serial at this moment, who has now got a grip on Isolate's belt.
And because
you are throwing yourself literally uphill because the AV is like tipped on its side. So you're throwing yourself kind of uphill, and I'm going to give you a shot at getting him as well as making a hella speech. So take your athletics.
Okay, but can I also, like, because I was so moved, can I use my humanity, which would help me out a little more?
No, but I'll let you have all the luck you've got. You should have luck.
Cool. All right. So what am I rolling? Oh, luck is great.
Yeah. Rockers have a lot of luck.
What am I adding? Luck and...
Okay. So you're going to go athletics, dexterity, a die roll, and how much luck you want to put in there. So four things.
Cool.
Luck is like hit points. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Oh, okay.
Forever? Or after a
right? Or inspiration points maybe is a better way to
okay.
it.
So session.
After a long rest, you get them back?
No. What I tend to do is my ruling, it's supposed to be for a session. I tend to rule at the end of a day, your luck regenerates.
Okay, so I got a total of 20.
Oh, you have him. In fact, you've got him sort of around the middle, and you're kind of, I don't know, strangely embarrassed. You just grab him around the middle in the crotch, but you got him.
And I say again, one date, only one date.
Serial stop does this, and let's go. Okay, so that's where you're hanging this turn. Great. Which leaves Lucky, the pilot. Okay, Lucky, you're going to make the most important piloting role you've done in a long time.
I'm just gonna try to bring this, get us out of this dive, straighten us back out.
What's going to happen in the next round is you're going to roll back to center because but you will still be pointed somewhat downward. Okay. And you have lost an engine. You have a choice. You can try to bring it up level. You can try to ditch it by flaring the jets and hoping you get it. You can give it a try, but it'll be harder for you to correct that. Okay. That goes to that and then climb up and out to the top of that boat. That's a pretty big climb. And I will let you have it if you can pull off a 28, but I doubt I can.
I can't pull out a 28.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's more about leveling.
Yeah.
Try to get away from the ship.
Yeah. You guys are beginning characters now. So there's stuff you can't do that later on you're going to do. I remember we had a Cyberpunk group where one of the guys literally turned the AV on its side. His partner slammed the door and the party leapt off the building and went into the AV, hit the other door, and then he pulled it out. But he was also at that point a level 9 pilot and just totally badass. I have a moment of silence for Derry. Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to try to level this thing out. I'm not going to try to climb it. I just want to save it hitting the drain. So.
Okay. So, in that case, you're going to roll a 17 or better.
Okay. I think we're looking pretty good. That's
okay.
14, 18?
18. You had to get a 17, you got an 18. So basically, it's going to snap, okay? And you keep it from going straight into the drink. Okay, it's still pitchy. You're starting to bring it back up. Okay. And then it snaps. Okay. So that's going to be happening. Lucky you're the last one. Top of the hill and the round. We're back up to Paladin. Paladin, you feel it snap strongly to the right. It's still a little down, but it's beginning to come back up. You are still, as I recall right, bolted in, right?
Sure am.
Yeah, so basically you're now kind of partially, you were all facing down for a moment there, straight down, looking out the hatch and seeing water going by in the dark. And then you snap for a moment and you were looking up to the side of the ship, hurtling past you, and you can hear as you can see the bits that are still in the turbine. By the way, you've lost engine number 1, so I may have mentioned, because you throw a bunch of steel hawser and wood into a turbine if it's bad. So, what do you
Where's the missile?
The missile. Oh, missile.
You didn't have to remind me of it, did you?
Yeah.
Ow. Hey, the missile. Let's see.
Can I see the missile?
Did you fire? You fired the flare, right?
No, I never fired the flare because we hit a ladder.
Didn't fire the flare. Okay, so the missile. Let's see whether the missile is bright enough to acquire you. Oops. I have a table. I need to check the referee screen. Smartness of your missile. Oh, you don't have a terrifyingly Spartan missile. Oh, but you got a lucky missile. It's reacquired. It's turning around. But it went 2 miles that way and then went, oh, there they are. I got them.
So it's way the hell out there?
It's coming back. We'll deal with it in the next round.
Okay.
Not the one that's about to happen, but the round right after. If you're lucky, it will pass right over.
So I can't reach anybody, right?
No, you're at this point, let's see. Isolate is in the middle. You can't get to him. Serial's on top of Isolate. Nox is on top of Serial. So they're all in the main center area. And the dog has just left over where Isolate was and was going to try to grab Isolate, grab, let's see, I'm doing a pile in my head here. Yeah, the dog was going to try to grab Serial because Serial's on top. But you jumped in and grabbed Serial. So the dog skids to a halt. And luckily it's a cyber dog, which means it has insane reflexes. And it stops inches from crashing into you.
Okay, so I can't grab anybody.
You can't grab anybody, but it's probably better that way.
I'm gonna keep tracking the missile, and once it gets in range, I'm gonna engage the missile.
Okay, I will engage the missile. Okay.
with a heavy assault rifle.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Actually fill enough lead and you break it. Okay. Hope it doesn't explode. Okay. 16. So we're down to isolate. Isolate. You are about to be snapped forward. Okay. I will let you do something in that. You can try to push yourself back. You can drop your gun, which will give you a little better chance because you can grab something then. You could theoretically, when the snap comes, you could throw yourself out into the water, just let yourself go. You'll be behind the boat, but
Right.
you could swim. So
Yeah, no. Do I have do I have my claws as well as the do I have claws?
let's see. You had a solo.
Yeah.
You had a solo, and you were working off the solo template.
Yeah, I think it says speed where I have either claws or my
You got
speed
one
wear.
or the other.
That's too bad. I already used my speed
wear.
wear.
Yeah, you get an option, so you
Yeah.
have speed wear.
Is there anything around that I could hold on to?
Yeah, you could turn around and grab serial killer.
Okay, yeah, I turn around and I grabs. I guess I can't. What? Is my only option to drop my rifle? Is that the only option at this point with my rifle?
You could hang on to it, but you won't be able to save yourself if you do.
You know what? I'm gonna turn around and try and get my sling over Serial's midsection. The sling on my rifle.
Start to, and you're going to have a really good chance of choking Knox to death.
Oh, okay, let's not do that.
Knox is right on top of Serial, about
Let go of him.
around the
He
pan.
tries to choke Knox. I let go of him.
No. Okay, you know what? Then I'll do this then. I will toss.
Listen, you can grab Knox.
Okay. I will toss my
On his boots.
yeah.
The duct tape.
I will attempt to toss my assault rifle towards the dog in hopes that it will catch it. And then turn around.
My assault rifle.
Yes, I say that. I toss my assault rifle in his direction, and I turn around and I grab Serial around the chest.
Okay, so you're trying to, basically what you're doing is you're turning and grabbing Serial, who has your belt.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a 2 in 10 chance that you rip your pants off as you do this. He's got you by the belt. Okay, so I'm going to say 9, 10, you rip your pants.
Oh man.
2, you're safe. You have pants. It was.
Thank you. That would have been
Okay.
embarrassing.
So you got, of course, you're going to be talking in a higher voice for the next couple of moments, but you now have Serial,
Yeah.
who's now basically kind of buried in your crotch. And you look up, and Serial's buried there, and then right above him, kind of buried in Serial's butt, wrapped around his middle, is Knox.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're doing, and we're going to deal, because you guys are all in the same basic area, isolate, Serial, and Serial goes before to tall. So, okay, so basically, it's going to go down like this. Isolate, you're going to make a save to not be thrown out. Serial's going to make a save to not be thrown out. And Knox is going to make a save. All three are going to make athletics checks, okay? So it's athletics, dex.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay. And then 1d10. If you have any luck, this isn't a bad time to burn it. Okay, so let's take it from the top. Let's find out what happens with isolate.
Oh man. We have 6 luck. So I got a 12.
Okay.
Yeah, because I rolled a 2 on my 10.
What? Okay, you didn't roll a 1, or that would have been your pants fell off and you went shooting out.
Yeah.
Okay, it snaps. Okay, and you're going, ah! Okay. Next, Serial.
So I rolled a 10.
Okay, roll again then.
Roll again.
Yeah, and add that. Whatever you roll. Dice explode up. Okay, so you got a 12 total.
Okay, but don't I get to add my,
What?
I think you said add the dex.
You add dex and athletics to the die roll.
Okay.
So what's your total?
So 19, 21, 22, 23, 19 to 22.
Okay, then
Okay, too.
okay. So you managed to hang on to your grip on isolate. Okay, so you guys have a death grip. However, isolate failed to stop his move, so you guys are going forward, which means it comes down to you.
So total,
Knox, what are you doing?
I rolled a 19.
Knox, you're hanging on. And I go, nice. And you guys are like, it snaps, and basically what we have is isolates hanging out backwards. Meanwhile, Serial has got him basically around the stomach and basically has kept his belt, which is now twisted, on. So he's got him. And so Serial is facing forward, kind of, but twisted. And then you are still hanging on to Serial's butt and middle section.
Just the middle section. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you got around the middle. Serial, you feel strangely moved.
Heavy up. It's outside so you easily grab the waist.
Or lower. Okay. You suddenly realize that first date, you just had it. Okay. So you guys snap the whip. Basically, what happens is he's out. Okay. So Isolate is out. Serial is hanging out, and you're hanging on to Syria. Okay. As it snaps forward. So you didn't fall out, but as it snaps down, all of you see that you're moving towards the water really fast. Okay. Crap in a hat. Yes. Okay. And then we're down to Too Tall. Sorry, I jumped your turn there, but I wanted to find out what Nox did, even though she's after you.
That's all right. I reach over and shut down number one so it doesn't explode.
Okay. Okay. Click, click. You got that. You hear the howling and grating stop, but the other engine's still going. And that's going to be interesting because it's now Lucky's turn. Okay, so you got it straightened out. So your next question is, do you go into the deck or not? Okay, so first of all, let's go see whether you can, on one engine. Luckily, the other engine's dead, so it's not putting a drag on you. Smart move there, Too Tall.
All right.
Okay.
I got a pretty good roll. That's 19. If I need to burn a luck point, I'll burn one luck point.
Okay, so you got a 20. You actually do not ditch. You get the nose up and you're nice. Okay, so you guys now slide a bit towards the back, and somebody yells Yahoo, I hope. You are now pulling it up and out, okay? You do not have a lot of control. It's like, oh my God. You're muscling it up there, and the single engine is screaming bloody murder. You know it's probably
for a place to put this thing down on the deck. I'm not too
okay.
I don't even care where
you basically get about 30 or 40 feet up past the containers, and you're gonna just cut it and drop it. So that's what you're gonna have happening the next turn. Okay. And by that time, I would really suggest that Isolate get his ass back inside, or he's going to be crushed underneath the skids of your AV. Always bad. Okay, so that was starting there with Lucky. Let's start with Paladin. Paladin, the howling of the engine underneath your feet stops. It's eerily quiet, except for the thunder of the other engine. And everything tips backwards and then starts screaming up. Meanwhile, you still have a missile, but it's not there yet. It's about, I'd say it's about 2 or 3 city blocks, about 1,000 yards back behind you now.
Okay.
Okay, so you can't quite close on it yet, but, you could see the flare of it coming at you. And then the question we'll have is in the next turn, is the missile smart enough to follow you up onto the ship? So we'll find that out. What are you doing?
Well,
badass that you doing?
I look behind me. They're all good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, but yes, they're all good.
Good. I tell them to quit fucking around and get in the bird. and I keep tracking the missile because I'm
Well,
worried
looks
about
like-
the missile.
It kind of looks like a weird orbital orgy or something back there. Okay, so you're tracking back on the missile. Okay, you can lean out of your seat if you unbuckle, and you can shoot back at the missile.
I have to
Now,
unbuckle to shoot the missile.
Yeah, you have to basically unbuckle because remember, helicopter doors. You got the sliders; they're open, but you're in a bench seat in the middle. You can see out, but you're going to have to actually get around the door jam.
All right, I'll do it.
Shoot.
Let's do this.
And
What's the worst that can happen?
You're leveled right now and climbing. So you're like other way.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot at the missile.
Okay.
I'm going to do auto fire.
Okay. Let's find out what we do with the auto fire. Right then. I want to find out what he did with that auto fire. Oh, there we go.
You get 4 shots, right?
I think you wrote it, didn't you?
I wrote it, but it's listed down here and we've made changes. Basically, I work with another guy and he and I go through and we basically check each other's map.
You can make up with everyone this moment.
No, I can't. It's not fair. Okay. At any rate, where you are, you got to be at 25. Are you doing a 3-round burst? Or you're doing
I'm doing
auto fire.
I'm doing 4.
Okay. So it's an auto fire burst. You have enough to do that. So the way it's set up, you've just blown 5 shots out of it. I'm not going to worry about it right yet. But yeah, you just sent a bunch down range. So roll at 25.
Okay, I hit it 3 times.
Okay.
That's
We don't
it.
even bother with that. You would roll once on that. So you hit it 3 times. The missile. Oh, wow. Missile. The missile blows up about 50 right behind you because it's exciting. The missile blows up. Okay. And basically you're climbing. So what we're seeing is, oh my God. And you climb up and above the Shrek cloud. Okay. So that is you, Paladin, being a badass. Okay. It's on to isolate. Isolate? Yeah. No red shirt you stud.
Yeah, I am hanging out the AV right now, right?
Oh, actually being pulled in.
Okay.
He's dragging you in now because it may be leveled out.
Yeah. Did the dog catch my assault rifle?
First of all, I assume the dog was bright enough to understand it. It is a dog. It's a very good
fetch.
dog.
Cyber.
I know I am.
Who said that? I'm sorry, Matt. It was not planned. I didn't mean they take the dog.
I love it.
It's not talking.
They start screaming, Dad.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the dog is actually, as dogs go, fairly bright, and it grabs the rifle and sits on it, basically. Put its weight against it.
Good dog.
Good dog. Give me half a second. I got to turn the heat down and just see it. It's now 10,000 degrees.
Yeah, no worries. Oh man,
I'll get a.
how's it going, everyone? You doing all right?
Oh yeah.
Watch.
This is where we take the ship back to the bar.
This is where we tell everyone at home for thank you for watching, and make sure that you follow and subscribe to the Gary Con Twitch and the Rob Smith Twitch.
Okay, so Badoom, you're climbing for altitude right now, and Smithing Paladin has just shot up a missile.
Yeah.
Isolate.
Yes.
Pulling yourself back in, and suddenly
Yes.
all 3 of you are going to be sliding towards the back of the AV. Okay. So what I'd like to do is I think I'm going to have all of you make athletics checks. So that's going to be Serial, Isolate, and Knox. All make athletics, okay? Let me know what you get, and then I'll work out how bad it is or how good it is.
16.
16, okay.
18 for me.
18, okay. Yeah, well, you're turned off, so I can't tell what long.
Yeah, you're muted.
How about athletics is just D10 and athletics.
And
Yeah,
dexterity.
in athletics and dexterity.
Oh, sorry.
Skill stat die roll.
Yeah, 19.
Okay. None of you falls out the hatch. You all tumble in a enormous pile at the back end of the AV as it climbs for altitude. Nobody gets seriously hurt. It's ow, thud, ouch, pain, whatever. Meanwhile, I just want to find Isolate game. Okay, Isolate, you're on the bottom of the pile. Okay, as you rolled out. You two basically, end up kind of in a smushed pile in each other's arms on top of Isolate. Yep.
I say, remember this moment.
Remember, I'll never forget it. Isolate. Are you kidding me? This is as good as it gets. Listen, Knots, you have to know something. I heard what you said about one date, and it is going to be the best date. I promise you. As long as we survive today, we are going to go on an incredible date.
Are we taping this?
I should have.
Yes.
I hope to God we're taping this because
yes.
I was describing the game to my wife last night, and she said, Matt's insanity is a gift to GMs.
Well, now that
You know
the
what?
three of
Being
you
in
know
this
you're
pile
doing
up
each other
right now.
publicly.
Being in this pile up right now, my other stipulation for that date is you have to shower.
I will shout. I knew you were going to say that. I could smell my own body, and I regret having that moment right this second. But it's really the red rain. It's not me. I have an allergic reaction to clear waste. But yeah, Bobby,
The intercom. Is the intercom in? Is it? Can I hear this in my helmet?
Yeah, well, you can all hear this, okay? But you're busy climbing for altitude right now. They're in a pile,
I'm trying to save us from crashing already.
okay?
Hey, Siri,
and
I have a cream for that. It's okay.
okay. Ow.
We'll talk later. We'll talk later.
Too tall. You have a pretty good idea what you're looking at this. So you know that if he gets up, there's going to be about 6 or 7 stacks of containers. And if he gets up, each container is roughly about 12 feet tall. So, no, 8 feet tall. Correct?
8 feet sounds right.
8 feet tall. So, yeah, so basically, think of it as it's about 4 stories roughly that you're going to climb to get to the top if you want to land on those things. Okay? So you're roaring up right now, and it's basically, what information do you want to pass on to Lucky, Too Tall? You know these things. You've seen them. You grew up on them. You know how they work.
all right. If you can get up high enough, you're going to get to the very top, and it's going to look like a flight deck. It's going to be nice and flat. And for about 100 feet until the house, there's going to be a nice big flat area. If you can get it up there and drop it on the top, we should be okay, assuming we don't fall in between any containers.
And if you're really unlucky, you get smacked into the house.
Yep.
Oh, I love this job. Okay, so you're getting data, which I'm actually going to add to your knowledge now. So you're going to get 3 more points to do the piloting role that you're going to get to do, Lucky. And that's happening right now as you try to land this sucker. So you get an extra 3 points because Too Tall's knowledge has told you what you need to do when you get up there and what you will see. So you're going to make a roll, piloting or reflex, die roll, and an additional 3 points.
And a whole lot of luck.
I think he burned all of his luck.
You're muted.
Sorry about that, guys. I burned 1 luck point.
Okay. he rocks it. Basically, you come up over the top. It's like one of the Batman movies. You kind of rise up and you fall back. There's a solid smash as you hit that wrecks the skids underneath the AV. Everybody is jolted. Everybody take 1d6 and roll it and find out how much damage you took on this.
3.
4.
3.
Two.
Okay.
2.
So 3.
2.
Who got 2?
Beast.
Lucky.
Okay. Okay. Lucky.
2 points.
2. Okay. Too tall.
2.
2. Isolate.
4.
4. And finally Knox.
2.
2. Okay. So you guys are not seriously injured, but you're really kind of shaken up, bruised. And because it's really cool, and I love that sort of thing, you step out. There's avgas leaking from where you busted a tank. The engine goes screaming to a pitch and then dies down before it ignites the avgas. Always good. And you basically look out and you realize that you've missed the edge of the drop between hole number 3 and hole number 2 that would have pitched you in the abyss between the two stacks. And you missed it by about a foot. You're going, well,
Just a plan. Just as I planned.
yeah, I knew it. Okay,
Nice, Lucky. Nice.
nice job. Okay.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Everyone
Yep.
needs a slow. What is it called?
A tagline.
Catchphrase.
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 Okay, so you are now sitting there, and you're in the middle of a container, actually 3 containers that have pretty much busted. A container is you're about the equivalent of 2 containers side by side and about as long as 1 container. So you basically have now kind of squished a couple containers, but not irrevocably. Okay. And as you sit there, you hear the engine spiral and wind down and ground, and you realize it's dead. That engine has been just abused to hell. So, but it gave you everything it could get. And you are now sitting there, and there's dead silence. And then lights come on all across the deck. Ding, blinding lights come on. And we're back to the top of the round. Ellen, what are you doing as all the blinding lights in the universe come on?
Do I see anybody?
No.
Which way is the bridge?
The bridge is, and let me get 4 directions here. Okay, the bridge is aft of you, so you are right now facing forward. Well,
Okay, which way is aft?
forward to port. Rear end, the butt. You're headed, the butt is aft, and okay, that's the stern. Okay, a stern, aft, butt, tail end. Okay, and then the bow is the pointy end.
Okay, thank you.
And you are now, and then starboard, if you're looking at the pointy end, starboard is to the right, and port is to the left.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab cereal, put him behind me,
Yes.
and we are going to start making our way to
Tear him away.
and we are going to start making our way towards the conning tower. Is that what it's called? That holds the bridge.
The house, the bridge.
Okay.
You guys are climbing out of the damaged AV. You realize that you need to be careful. You're on. You guys should know what a shipping container looks like, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you are basically on top of a whole group of shipping containers. There are hundreds, close to 1,000, and you are atop of what would roughly be a 5-story building of shipping containers. You have a space that's about man width between each grouping of them, and then about 2 shipping containers lengthwise, you have a really big gap that goes 4 stories down. and is wide open to the deck. Okay? So each time you go aft or whatever, you're going to have to jump at least 7 to 8 foot gap to get to the next container. Okay. Or if you go sideways, you have to make sure you don't fall down one of the 3 or 4 foot gaps on the basically port to starboard side. Okay. That about right?
Sounds about right. And then
Okay.
they're all going to be stacked on top of each other, and there'll be splashings like this.
Mhm. And also some big ass, what you notice is kind of big ass L-shaped brackets if you look down. Okay, so.
Sounds like an awesome place to get in a gunfight. Let's do it.
Oh, it is a wonderful gunfight place. Actually, that's just
Are the containers close enough that I could just put my back against one of them and my feet against the other, and kind of Spider-Man my way down?
it would
Or
be
am I
tight,
trying to
but you could do it. It would be tight. Your big problem wouldn't be reaching; it would be getting squished in the process because it's so tight. Luckily, the containers are not moving; they are tied down. So you got that on your side. Okay, so that's what you're doing. You just grabbed cereal from underneath the pig pile, yanked him away from Nox. So that's Paladin. Let's move on to Isolate. Isolate, you were at the bottom of the pig pile.
Yep.
And there you are.
I grab my assault rifle. Well, sorry, I push Nox off because she's the only one that's left.
Right.
Top of me, right?
Dog walks over to you and
Yep.
drops the assault rifle in front of him.
Perfect. I grab it.
Do you give him a snack?
No, but I give him a pat on the nose on the way by.
Okay, clunk, clunk, clunk.
And I say, good dog. I rack my rifle.
That's not how you say it.
Don't.
Good dog.
I love the idea. These ardent killers.
That's all I wanted.
In a horrible situation. Good dog. Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog?
You're a badass mofo.
Who's my badass mofo? Who's my badass? You're my badass mofo.
That was nice.
Yes, you are.
All right. I grab my sniper rifle, smiling. I rack it, and then I put my back to Serial, who is behind Paladin, and so I'm covering Paladin 6. And I'm going to use my +1 threat detection with threat detection just to make sure and see if there's anybody tailing us or any
You
target.
don't see anybody, and you're walking out into dazzling light.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's like shadows are 30 feet long. It's so bright.
Yeah. I'm trained and I'm moving backwards.
Okay, so you guys are moving back. Hopefully, you don't fall down one of the holes.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trusting that Serial's watching.
Five stories to the deck.
Yeah,
Hello.
of course.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are moving back towards the house, or
House.
bridge?
Yeah, I'm following Paladin.
Yeah. So you guys are moving
Where's the center of the ship?
Yeah, basically. You're basically forward of that, okay? And you're about, I say, roughly 1,000 feet to the house, okay, across this minefield, okay? All right, so that was Isolate. That leads us to
It's me.
Serial.
Yeah, can I find a network? I'm gonna scan for a network port.
Yes. Make a scan check.
Yes. And kill the lights.
Yes, thank you. I make that with how do I make it? A 10 plus a tech?
No. Remember, use the interface. Remember? So your skill to do this stuff, to do anything that you want to do what's called interface. Okay, so that's a skill that you have. You have it at 4 right now.
Okay.
So you'll take your interface, okay, and you'll pick the thing you want to do. Like, I want to scan, or I want to, look it up or whatever.
Sure, I'm gonna do a Pathfinder.
Okay, so you're doing Pathfinder right now. You locate a system, and you're kind of moving into it, and something doesn't seem right.
Okay. Should I?
You get a system, but the system appears to be much, much bigger. Like there's a lot of parts to it.
And would that
And
indicate
you aren't far enough in. You have to get into the system to use Pathfinder at this point.
Okay. Because it's so big, is that telling me that this is a incredibly difficult system to crack? Like, what do I don't know what that means to Serial.
Serial, what it tells him is that this system runs a lot of things on the ship, and it may indeed be more than one system. They may be unified in some way.
Can I backdoor my way in the system that runs? I mean, can I figure out which system runs the lights? If there are multiple systems.
Okay, you're trying to throw back door.
Yeah.
Roll.
8. I mean, I rolled a 4, but then I have 4 in interface.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
I feel like we're really.
So what's your total?
I think it's an 8, right?
Oh, okay. Did you roll the die?
Yeah. Which you got
And-
4. My interface is 4.
Okay, so you're 8. 8 plus whatever the die roll. What was the die roll?
No, my die roll was 4. My interface is 4.
Right, and you have int. You get to add into that.
Oh, good. Sorry. Okay, good. So, 14.
Okay. Okay. You're trying to get control.
I did use a luck point. I mean, I feel like it's a critical time to I mean, I'm more sitting down.
You're working on trying to get into the password, and you haven't cracked in on a password. You're running programs, whatever you've got to figure out how to get into it in your first turn, your second turn, your third turn, and you're not getting through. There's no back door that you can crack. It's much tougher. But the lights go out. Pitch black and silent, except for the sound of the quiet thrum of the engines, the ocean, wind blowing across the top.
So I'll say to those guys, I need
and the kind of hot metal cooling down.
Yeah, I didn't do that, which is problematic.
Yeah. What you got, you didn't get into the back door, but your scanner told you that it spotted the location of systems in the area. And what it told you is there's a big honking system or multiple systems. You're not sure what they are yet, but they are not going to be easy to get into. Somebody has encrypted the living fuck out of these things. So you have a challenge.
So I'll explain that. Our mission is much harder than Turbo alluded to. Remind me never to trust him again. We are going to have to get through this meet and get us into a place that we can secure, because this is not a walk in the park.
Okay.
Let's get everyone through the meet zone, secure ourselves, and let's buckle in, because this is going to be a process.
Okay, so I need to get an idea. That's you, Serial. Too tall. What are you doing?
All right, I look for the nearest edge to go down.
Okay.
I walk over there, and I have my 300 yards of monofilament paracord in my cyber arm. I pull out.
Hold into your cyber arm?
Yep. I pull it out. I tie it off. And I lower myself down to the edge.
Okay, so you are headed down from the side of one of the, because there'll be some deck underneath you besides you go over the side.
Yeah, I'm not trying over the side of the ship. I'm trying to go between two containers straight down so I can get down to the main deck.
Okay. That just made what I was about to do even easier.
Great.
You're headed down there, and let's do a perception check. It's him. Oh boy.
Great.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
That's what? Plan?
Okay. You realize as you're halfway down that there is somebody down there, and they light you up, so to speak, and they fire at you. Okay.
All right.
Let's see if they have any luck getting you, though. They've got let's see, even they do the assault rifle, they do the pistol. It's the pistol. You're so lucky.
Yes, I am so lucky.
Okay, so they're going to be firing, and you're probably about, I'd say it's about 50 meters worth. 25. Okay. Blam! Blam! 2 shots, heavy. You figure it's got to be a heavy pistol, very big pistol, firing up at you. You're partially silhouetted. Smart money says you probably better get to one side or the other, not be hanging there.
Gotcha. So I'm going to try to do a jump off rappel and spin around the corner.
Okay, so you're basically doing the Batman.
That's it.
Okay, so you spin around there. You're on the other side, Too Tall. Okay, so got Serial, got Too Tall. We're down to Knox.
So I'm not going to leave Serial. So I'm going to be headed towards whatever direction they're going. And then I'm going to use my radio communicator for 2 reasons. One, anybody on a radio interface, their communications would be interfered with. And B, we'd be able to hear anybody, whatever direction they're coming from, we'd be able to hear them before they got to us.
You hear someone say...
And I'm blasting my pop music, my latest single.
Okay. You hear somebody say in street speak, "We got company on it." And then you hear gunfire. Okay, so that's what you're getting by scanning. You're blasting pop music out the other side.
Yeah, I'm blasting my latest single on the other side, so that way anybody who is on the radio in communication, we will be able to hear what direction they're coming from.
That is very good. You hear something. In fact, at this point, Too Tall, the gunfire went off, and then you heard loud pop music down below where you were. So there's a guy down there who obviously his communication is getting a lot of airplay.
Gotcha. So he was below where I went down, and then
He's below. Yeah, and then you're around the other side now.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we don't know whether he hid there or not. Okay, so Knox, you have ID'd at least one guy who appears to be about, I'd say, about 40 feet ahead of behind you, actually in front of you, as you're going towards the wheelhouse, as you're going towards the bridge. Okay. So, and it's where you last saw Too Tall shimmy on down.
Okay. So
could be Too Tall's listening to you, you know. And I didn't know he was a band.
But for just to ready my next action, I'll have my heavy pistol out.
Okay, so Knox pulls out her heavy pistol, and you're sticking on her right now with Serial. Serial is with Isolate. Both of them are back. Oh, actually, it's with Paladin. Isolates with them on the back end. So Knox, you are foursome right now, covering each other's backs. Okay, moving your way cautiously across. You're basically a minefield of big gaping holes that can plunge you to your death. 5 stories down. Okay, so that's you, Knox. So that leads Lucky. Lucky, you are at this point kind of going, God, I made it. You're pretty much flashed. I can't hear you until you turn off your mute.
I'm so considerate at these times. I just remember to unmute.
I said probably don't even bother. I can sort it out between the two of you. Just stay unmuted.
It's better to be lucky than good, as I said before. But I'm going to tell junkyard, kill the lights. I'm going to take my 2 smoke grenades. I'm going to throw them on either side of the line of containers that we're on, throw them forward. If they hit the ground, I'm going to try to get some smoke, some high concentrate smoke going to help obviously see where we're at.
Okay. One of them falls down between 2 containers, and you'll have smoke coming up from a container. The other lands cardinal direction. It's about 10 feet away from where you guys are all doing your foursome. And there's now smoke billowing up kind of nearby. Okay?
Right now, just ask Junkyard kill the lights. So hopefully Junkyard can shoot up something or do whatever.
Okay. Junkyard climbs out, looks around, and stands next to you. He is not popping weapons yet. You know that because you've seen it before. Junkyard has a small chain gun and a couple missiles.
Okay.
So, it basically his chest opens up. He's got the chain gun underneath his little chin. Well, not that little chin. And he's got missiles out of his sides. But he's waiting, and you go turn the light out, and then the lights go out. You're kind of all dazzled. So it was blinding out there. It's blinding. It's a pitch black again.
Oh, he's good.
Gone. Okay. So, top of the hill, we're back to Paladin. What are you doing?
I'm heading towards the bridge.
Okay. You're moving with these guys. Are you going to try to stay in contact with them?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay. Are you dragging Serial Killer with you?
Yeah, I'm dragging Serial Killer with me, and I'm yelling at Lucky to tell him to keep an eye on Too Tall because we need Too Tall to drive the boat.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, then. So you're moving across. You see suddenly smoke coming up one end. You just heard gunfire, 2 shots from where you last saw Too Tall. And you saw him kind of lever himself over the side. But bang, bang. And then you have smoke kind of blowing all around you. Let's see. Cardinal compass points. Yep. You're suddenly obscured entirely by smoke.
Great.
So you're in the middle of smoke. It's a good idea, however, Lucky.
No, it was a great idea to obfuscate.
Okay. So that is where you are right now. You're not sure you want to move forward until you can see the ground you're walking on because it's a long way down.
Yeah, it's a long way down. So I'm gonna take a knee, drag Serial Killer down to his knee, take a kneel, put the weapon up to the shoulder for a high ready position.
You've leaned the weapon on top of him.
No, he's behind me.
Okay. Okay, so Isolate, you're next.
Yeah, so we don't have any sort of lights on our rifles or anything like that?
No.
What, the giant shoot here beacons?
No.
Yeah, well.
Hey, here I am, blam.
All right, so I'm going to also take a knee, feeling them stop and lower, and I'm going to continue to kind of scan. We're not getting any light at all from the sky, from its complete
No, it's a night.
blackness.
It's not. It's pitch black, and you noticed, particularly Too Tall would have noticed the running lights went out when all the other lights went out.
Okay, I say to Serial Killer, is there no way to get lights back?
Serial Killer.
I thought the idea was to keep us hidden. I mean, don't the lights make us a target?
Well, no,
First of all, I didn't touch the lights. It wasn't me, man. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. First of all. Second of all, I feel much better in the dark than I do lit up like a candle.
Okay. First of all, seriously though, the cream will really help with the itchiness. But second of all, we need to see so we don't plummet anywhere. There is very dangerous here.
Guys, get down on the deck. Obviously, the other group of cyberpunks has cut the power. They're ahead of us. We better get going and beat them to the pilot house.
What other purple cyberpunks? What is that? Who said anything about another group?
The speedboats on both sides, guys. Come on, wise up.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get those bastards. Isolates in. I don't know how. Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah. Too Tall right now is down between things. And then afterwards, that's what he's going to do next. You get to go first.
Okay. I'm going to load you back into the program. I mean, I'm still jacked in. Can I get another shot? So now that I understand that it's another hacker, can I attack him? Can I zap him?
Yep. So you're scanning. You once again find a system. You need to get in somehow.
Can I
First,
think, no,
you get it.
does it help if I do a worm? Give me a +2 to get in?
Yeah, your worm will help you. So you want to try use the worm?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll beat your password. So
13 + 9, 22.
okay. You actually cracked the password.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You crack it and you find yourself in a file listed, basically a system listed as Tower of London.
Okay. I will try to crack that system.
Okay. This is the one last action you have. You've done everything else. So
Yep.
you're Tower of London. You're in the password backdoor. You don't see anything that you can immediately control. But you realize something, okay? You realize something is going on, and it's not a typical Netrunner situation. It's like something just ran, and about that point, near the house, wheelhouse, you see one laser go on and start sweeping the deck.
Do I know what that is? Do I have a sense of what
Nope.
that is?
No, you don't.
All right. I'll point it out to the meat shields.
Hey,
But I have one more action in the net. Can I turn off that? I mean, do I have a sense? It's
no,
hard to understand. Do I have a sense that that's coming from the Tower of London?
no, it's not coming from Tower of London.
But is there another hacker in here? I feel like there's another Netrunner in here somewhere.
You haven't found one yet. You have to look around a bit.
All right, so I have one more action.
Well, you've used that. If you're hunting around for somebody.
Okay, then that's what I'll do.
That's okay. So right now you were basically scanning to see if there's another cyber deck in the area using
Yeah.
scan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You see no cyber decks active, as far as you can tell. Okay. Meanwhile, at 14, too tall, you're on the other side. Smoke is billowing over your head, way above your head as it's blowing. You hear some noises down below, like maybe someone's moving around looking for you. And he's not stupid enough to actually turn on a flashlight. But somebody's down there. What do you want to do?
So have I gotten all the way to the bottom?
Yeah, you swung yourself around and you're lowering yourself. Remember that there's somebody on the bottom somewhere looking for you. So there's a chance you might drop right in top of them.
Yep. So I look down with my night vision here. Do I see them as I'm sliding down?
Actually, what you see is one guy who you think was the guy who shot you, and he's coming around a corner and going a little further to port. And then there's another guy who's actually headed forward in the same corridor, and he's saying something, about, God damn, muttering something about it because he had a radio and is blasting one of Knox's pop hits, and he turns it off.
All right.
Now he doesn't have
I
communication.
use my trajectory as I'm sliding down.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be quiet about it, so I reach into my side and pull out my Marlin spike that I've got.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try to drop on him silent.
Okay. Beast, what are you doing? Saying hurrah? Okay. So you drop on him, and that's what you're doing this turn. We'll find out how that comes out to you in the next turn. So that's you, Too Tall, dropping on one of the guys. The other guy, he's actually around the corner edge too, so he probably saw, he'll see the other guy. Whether he notices you or not, another thing. Okay, so we're back at the top now, and we're Lucky. Lucky, you landed. You talked to the dog.
Yep. All I'm looking to do is get down to the deck, and I'm gonna go.
So you're working your way down towards the deck at this point, or down towards the way to get down. Do you have a rope or anything?
I mean, I would imagine that I have a rope and a carabiner, and my thought would be, I know the containers all have, like locking systems and shackles. A lot of times it'll be on there, so like.
You also see in the containers themselves are ladders built into them.
Oh, even
So
better.
go down one to the next, to the next, to the next.
So much more simple. Yes, a ladder.
Are you going down the same place that Too Tall went down? Or are you going a little further?
There was gunshots, so if I could wait a little ways from that, maybe on the other side or
Okay.
a container, then I'll try my luck.
Okay. So you've started to climb down there. Okay, so that's where we are right now as we go back up to Paladin.
Paladin, yay. So, serial killer pointed out a laser sweeping. Is that on the deck or up on top of the stack?
It is sweeping across the deck from the house. So it's basically dee, and as you watch, it breaks into 3, 6, 12, 24. It just starts splitting until the entire deck is covered with lasers just scanning back and forth in all directions.
Wow. I look over my shoulder at Serial. What did you do?
I am working on it.
Well, work faster.
I am trying.
Very trying. Okay, then.
There's no try. There's only do.
With the smoke bombs going off, would we be able to see like the directions that they're all coming from?
Oh, they're all coming from somewhere up on the house, basically the bridge.
Why don't you try to shoot them?
Because it's a laser.
Shoot where it originated from.
You think that'll work?
Okay. Meanwhile,
Intelligence check?
well, you guys, intelligence, yeah, you know pretty much that hitting a person holding a laser wouldn't be that bad. Hitting a laser aperture, yeah, that's pretty tiny. We're talking probably what you're dealing with is an installation smaller than a Coke can.
You're
I'd be willing. I'd be willing to take.
You'd be able to do it.
Okay.
I'd be willing to take that shot.
Okay, well, you guys are arguing this point. I'm going to actually freeze your actions there so we can move other people, which means that right now Serial has been talking to you, but it's Isolate's turn.
Yes. So I'm going to get down on my belly, and I'm going to come around towards the area that we were coming from, that we were heading to get to where we were going to. I'm going to strap my assault rifle on my back. I'm going to say Paladin cover, and I'm going to start just crawling on my belly in that direction until I come to a spot, like to the edge of a
Container,
basically.
Okay. Down the hold side or just the edge of a container block?
Like I just basically want to go until we hit a gap that we might fall down.
Yeah.
Feeling my way through really, really, really carefully and stealthy.
Okay.
And then basically once I've got there, my intention is to say, okay, come forward. And when they hit me, then they know that you know what I mean? They haven't gone too far.
They're using you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That works fine. So they can move forward on that. So Isolate, you giving yourself a forward place. You are looking down and you hear a tinny rendition of one of Nox's hits. It suddenly cuts off.
Right below me?
Below you.
Am I confident enough to shoot in that direction and potentially hit the
Person playing the music?
Yeah, I've got a +1 on threat with threat detection, so I'm going to use that to see if I could shoot in that direction. And
Yeah,
catch them.
you're basically behind the guy who is currently walking towards Too Tall. Actually, the other guy. So basically, Too Tall, guy behind him.
Yeah.
And the other guy who was walking, looking for Too Tall. So you're behind him, about to drop down.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot in his direction.
Okay.
Wherever I just heard the I'm gonna let out a burst right where I heard the music stop.
Okay. Okay, so we're counting now. I'm going to count down because you have 5 bursts and you just used 2 of them before. So that means you have 3 bursts left. We have to reload.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going, okay, it's deafening as your machine gun hammers off. And everybody hears the sound and the flashes.
Yeah.
You don't have any flash suppressors or anything like that.
Sure.
So it's bright, it's shiny. And isolate, that's what you're doing. You do not hear any sound that you hit somebody.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that, Mike?
No, you don't.
Okay. All right.
You shot near, but there's not a chance you're going to actually hit them this one. You may have forced them to put their heads down, though.
Okay.
Okay. So, 16, 14, Serial, what are you doing other than that?
So I'm looking for something to either attack, turn off, or get into.
Okay. You now scanning around, find another system,
Okay.
another architecture.
So Tower of London. What's this one?
Okay. Tower of London.
Tower.
Tower of London. Okay. One is
Peters.
Huh? No, it's Blenheim Castle.
Blenheim Castle.
Yeah, Blenheim Castle.
Okay. Tower of London, I think, is where Anne Boleyn was killed.
Yeah, man.
The Blenheim Castle, I don't know, but can I do an intelligence check to see if it has anything to do with Anne Boleyn?
Yeah, I may actually have the name wrong, but I'm pretty sure I have it right. Hang on a sec. I just want to go look something up, make sure I've got the right spelling. Okay. So while we're looking that up, you are basically trying to figure out what that means, but you now know that there is a place and you've got basically a back door into Blenheim Castle right now.
Oh, I do.
Okay. Yeah, you got in a back door. It's
Okay.
actually much easier than you thought it would.
Is it right there? Gone. Get the back door in.
The sound.
Okay.
I
Back door.
certainly don't trust it because of where we're at. I feel like it's a trap.
Yeah, this went down pretty easy. You didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, I don't trust it. I'm gonna keep looking around for a second to see if I find something else.
Okay.
Do I see any more any different architecture?
No, not at this point.
Okay.
Boy. No. Sorry. My phone. This is why I tell my phone not to bother me. Give me out a second here.
Copy that.
Okay. I don't need your freaking notifications. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me try that again with feeling. Yeah, I like that. Here we are. Yeah, okay. Yes. I just misspelled it. Okay. Blenheim, Blenheim.
Yes.
Spelled it right after all. You know that it is an ancient or a royal country house. And you seem to remember vaguely it has something to do with Henry VIII.
Sure. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna assume that is the other hackers, and I'm gonna hack that thing backdoor, and I'm gonna put that thing into the ocean.
Okay, so you're going to attack it?
Yes.
Okay, you're in it. You're in the system. You're having a really interesting time because as you reach to do it, are you using any of your other? Right now, you've got access to zap. You're not trying to control. So, are you trying to like use zap to hit somebody? Use what, maybe band hammer or something like that? What are you throwing at them?
I don't. So
There should be some choices that you have.
Yeah, I have a bunch of choices.
Right?
But I have never played it. So I'm in architecture. So if I throw a band hammer out, do I have to see somebody in the net to be?
Yeah, you have to basically be able to find it and attack it. Okay.
Right. So
Example as you.
I just don't know. I haven't found anything yet.
Okay, you have not found anything yet. But you do see one thing that kind of clues you is, you're trying to crack into this, and you realize that Blenheim is related in some way to Tower of London. You get a sense that they may be sharing a similar network.
Can I go through Blenheim to get into the Tower of London?
Okay. Gonna try that. Okay, you're trying to do Pathfinder. Make a roll.
Yes, sir. Oh, a 10. I swear to God on my mother.
Okay.
Roll again.
I believe you.
Roll again.
Yeah, roll again and then
Right.
add that. Okay, so right now your interface is 4, 1d10. Okay. So what's the total?
19 plus intelligence is 25.
Okay, so here's what you got. They are connected. You have a pathway, Blenheim Castle, and that leads to another system called Westminster Abbey. So you now have an idea of what the general architecture is. Each one of these is essentially a separate system. So what you're realizing is that 3 systems are in play on this ship.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Figure out where you are. So, and they appear, because the programmer probably had a sense of humor, they appear to all be related to Anne Boleyn.
Yes, I get
Yeah.
that.
Just like, you get Queen Christina if you go to the other ship.
So it's funny. So I'll say to these guys, I'll say to the meat shields and the knots, I was like, this would be way harder if I wasn't so good, but I'm super good. So it's pretty easy.
Okay?
Welcome. You're welcome. I'll go back into the net space.
Okay. So you guys, that was Serial. Serial's digging around in there, which brings us over to Too Tall. Too Tall. Let's see. He is thoroughly unaware of you, and you drop down on top of him.
And drive the Marlin spike to the top of his head.
That's your attack. Okay, so I want you to make a hand-to-hand. Okay.
Which is?
Or melee. It actually will be melee for you.
Melee.
Yeah, melee.
Remind me what I'm adding here.
Melee is going to be adding dex. Melee is basically using physical kinds of attacks.
Gotcha. 7, 12, plus 9 is 21.
Okay, so you stab him through, and he falls. He does not have time to scream. He's not dead, but he's definitely fucked up. Like, he's on the edge. I think my wife, she checks. Yeah. Well, I want to see, basically, you just messed him up. I just want to see something fun. which is I want to see basically what critical shit he gets to pick up. Top of everything.
Very nice, John.
Okay.
You gave him the old Phineas Gage treatment.
Is that why you wanted the railroad spikes, Grayson?
While you're looking that up, Mike, we're running kind of short on time now.
Oh,
so
okay.
if we could just work on it's okay. You can
I just
basically maybe through the initiative, and then if everybody's game for it, I'd love to get us the gang back together and continue this at some point. So
well, let's move on it. Okay,
Yeah.
So basically you kill him and stir. While you're doing that, what happens is you are you Solate are going down the other corridor, climbing down, okay? And you see something scuttling between two of the cargo modules, through the containers. It looks really insectile. And it slides in the space between the two and keeps moving. Okay? We good? Good? Okay. So, meanwhile, you have just shaken and stirred this guy, and you hear like a lot of scuttling around the modules. All around you, you hear scuttling noises like crabs. Okay, so we're back up to it with Too Tall, finally Lucky. What are you doing?
Oh, you skipped Knox.
Oh, wait, Knox. Sorry, Knox.
you're muted.
You're muted. Yeah, guys, just leave the non-mute on.
So I had heard music coming from different directions, yes.
Uh-huh.
And I knew coming from that direction that Too Tall was headed down.
Yeah.
So where else am I hearing? Where else did I hear the music?
You heard it basically where Too Tall was, and you heard it getting closer to where Too Tall was, and then it all cut out.
Okay.
And
Are we hearing scuttling now?
no, you don't hear the scuttling.
Okay.
You hear something that sounds like a scratchy record coming back and running into your sound and drowning. And then a very hollow voice says, with their head tucked underneath their arm, she was the bloody shower.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Underneath their arms, I would want her.
I am hurling some tear gas grenades at it, or Oliver one tear gas grenade at it.
So you're hearing it in your headphones, and behind it, the rest of you hear it in your sound system. It's just blotted your sound system, and all of you on the deck hear it echoing everywhere.
So it's not
counterattacked. Somebody counterattacked and is jamming the thing that you did to them.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna hurl a tear gas grenade for safe measure, but just not towards Too Tall's direction.
Okay.
I believe that there was one in front of us.
Okay. Too Tall's on that same line, so you might get caught by your gas.
He might, but he might not.
Okay.
So I am gonna hurl one.
Okay.
Down
Keep
there.
rolling. All right, so that's what you're doing, Knox. Okay, so we're on to Lucky, I believe.
Yep, I just want to continue on down those ladders. If I hear, do I hear scuttling and all this other stuff going on? All right, everybody, we need to consolidate in one point. We got all sorts of some kind of robots going to be crawling around. We need our solos to protect us and move as a unit and get on that pilot house. Don't split up. Rally here. Rally on me.
Okay. Do they know where you are? That's an interesting.
I'm yelling out. I'm not using a comp. And you're listening.
Yelling. So you could hear echoing. You could hear echoing inside these massive dark chambers. You could hear his voice.
Do I have a Do I have
And
any
if
light or colored smoke or a strobe or anything?
I'll give you a light.
Okay.
Maybe kill
Well, I'll flash the light. I'll click the light. Boop, 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 rally on me, and then I'll stop after like free quiet.
Okay, so you rally on that. As you flash the light, you look down one of the corridor areas, and you see about a dozen crab-like spidery shapes, and you are suddenly wrapped in bright laser marks, and they start heading straight for you.
Shit.
Skull. And you notice as they're coming towards you, which is making it even worse, is they've got mandible-like things, and in the middle, the mandible-like things have what looks like a buzzsaw.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys, this is not really making me feel very
This is where the cliffhanger is.
Good leave. That's a good.
All right, what do we have on after us? We got something on pressing us at 7?
Do we have to leave? Oh, shucks.
I have to.
I've still got so many good things.
I know.
No, we'll continue, but this is a good place to cliffhang it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
great.
three-parter.
Okay.
This is good. I'm happy with this. This is
Okay, but I'm not going back to the beginning next time.
No. We will continue next time.
Yeah, you guys have gotten not close to it yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's good.
You haven't even gotten to the decapitations and all the other good stuff.
I think we're still in Act 1. We haven't even made to Act 2. We got
Yeah.
the house to do that.
This is great.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly here. It's ugly.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I'm having a blast.
Me too.
This is one of my more favorite ones when I was building this. And like I said, I'm telling my wife about it. And, my wife is a really good GM. And she's going, that's just heinous. You're just a terrible human being. And I'm going, yes.
And that's why I'm retiring right now. I'll be done. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't need to.
remember the part where they said you were like the critical path person?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the critical path person of this whole thing. Unless you play it right, they're all going to be dead. They could get out without you, but it's going to be bad.
Thank you so much, Mike. I just want to say on behalf of Rom Smith and, of course, GaryCon 12 and Virtual GaryCon, it has been an incredible weekend. This is a great way to cap off that weekend. And obviously, just having you here and having everyone else here, to everyone else, I want to thank you for taking your time tonight. We thought this was going to be a one-shot. I think it will continue.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm having a great time. And I would love to meet up with you guys again.
Looking forward to it. Guys.
So we'll for those of you that are watching, we'll make sure that this premieres on YouTube and goes on all of our YouTubes. And then what we'll do is we'll announce when the next episode will be. We'll give you lots of time so that you can take the time aside. Although now, for the next little while, we have lots of time on our hands.
Yeah.
But stay tuned for that. It has been great. Thank you, everyone, for watching and choosing us to spend your isolation with. It has been a blast, and we really appreciate it. Luke, is there anything last that you want to say, GaryCon-wise?
I mean, it was a huge success. I think this was the community coming together in a very short time to celebration. We all, as gamers, we love being together. We like being a community. We like socializing. That's what gaming is about. And many of us had some trepidation about using these platforms, technology. Not obviously, some of you guys do it all the time, but this has been great. It was way easier than expected, and I think it filled the gap. Sure, it'd be great to see you guys all shake your hands and hang out.
No, social distance.
But we can't do that right now. Yes, someday we'll return to that. But in the meantime, this has been a really satisfactory way to fill that gap. And I think through Virtual GaryCon, hundreds and hundreds of new players, people using this new tech, these tools, these new players at least to this virtual format, have experienced that. And I think we're going to see that continue to grow. And for our businesses, which is also very important to many people, these conventions are the life's blood for a lot of these businesses, and the conventions, of course, themselves, and the tabletop events that supports a lot of conventions with their software. So if we can move to a virtual space and we can somehow have virtual swag and get people visiting websites and keep utilizing the various convention organization systems, we stay in business. We stay together as a community. We keep sharing stories, creating stories, and having fun. I think that's super important. So I want to see that continue to keep going. I'm having a blast. Mike, thank you so much for running this game. I'm loving it, and I want to play Lucky again. And I want to finish this adventure the next couple of weeks.
Well, yeah. Thank all of you for having me. I am just really flashed by this, and you guys are a great group, and I would love to hook up with you guys again and keep running this because you make a great team.
That's awesome.
I have to figure out what happens in the end anyway between our two lovebirds.
That's right.
That's right.
Aww.
If we can just have a few words from everybody else to you, where can we catch you? If there's anything else that you want to push or just let us know about that's going on in your world, maybe we'll do that really quick. Nora?
You can find me at Neurological on all the things, and I play Ebon LA by Night, which is on World of Darkness on Twitch. I'm also Jahan on the mobile app game Ingress, and I will be on an upcoming D&D stream called How Dice Will Travel.
Awesome. Thank you for playing. Matthew?
Yeah, I'm one of the founders of a company called Beetle and Grimm's. It's hilarious that we've played, 4 games now, and I've never mentioned the fact that I'm on a television show every single week called Good Girls on NBC.
Which is a fantastic show. I watched both seasons. Did an awesome job in that. I love it.
Thank you. And its third season's great. We got cut short by this pandemic, but the rumor is we'll be coming back for a long time. It's been a big hit, and that's my day job. I think it's hilarious that I get on this stream and I continually just talk about my D&D. But I said it to you the other night, Luke, couldn't think of a better way to spend a life than with your father's game. It's been an honor to to spend the weekend with you and to not only pay homage to his legacy, but it's just been a privilege to sort of help carry the torch this weekend and spend time sitting around this virtual table. Mike, I don't know the game before this, but I love the game, and
well,
I look forward to playing again. It's a great system. You're a great game master, and it's just been a blast getting to play with everyone. And I'm honored to be here. So thank you.
Well, if you guys trade information to me, I guess you can send it through Luke. Then I will have my crew send you out copies of the game, and then you guys can actually look at them.
Yeah, I've got it.
I think this Cyberpunk does too.
Thank you. Beast, few words.
Hi, I'm Beast. I do beastly things. That's about all I do.
That's great.
I love playing this game. I love playing with all you people. You're wonderful folks. And Mike, it's always a pleasure playing at your table.
It's always
awesome. John.
And I'm John. I run a company called Monster Fight Club. Ran into Mike a while ago, and he blessed me with the opportunity to make miniatures for Cyberpunk Red. So
those are awesome miniatures. Buy those miniatures. I have waited.
I'm one of those
for somebody doing miniatures this good.
I'm one of those.
The bomb, dude.
Yeah, and this is the first time I have ever appeared as a miniature. So thank you for that.
That's so
really awesome.
Yeah, everybody who's playing, they are all miniatures. And if you want to check them out, they're on monsterfightclub.com right now.
That's a good shout out. I should do GaryCon.com, go to the bazaar and buy stuff, help us stay in business. Appreciate it.
Awesome. And I am Jason, founder of Realmsmith, and it has been a honor, Luke, to host Virtual GaryCon on the main channel this weekend. Despite the technical issues we had on Friday night, I think we've more than made up for it tonight altogether. And yesterday was an epic game of D&D, and I can't tell you, from a guy who's running a studio at home and to come and be able to do this is incredible. It's a dream come true, and to play with all of you has been incredible. You can check us out at www.realmsmith.tv, where we have adventure boxes for D&D that you can check out, and follow and subscribe, because that is how we do what we do here is through your follows and your subscriptions and all of that wonderful stuff that we're able to do. Thank you, everyone. You guys have a wonderful night. You stay safe, stay at home, but I say this at the end of every kind of stream that we do lately, but that is, don't forget your neighbors. Don't forget those elderly folks that can't take care of themselves right now and who find themselves in a tough place. Those people who are kind of not feeling great and feeling down about this. This is a time for us to kind of open our ears to the people around us and make sure that they're okay in this time, because it can be really incredibly stressful, especially for those that don't have a lot of people around. So thank you guys. Stay safe. Take care of each other. And you guys have a good night. Bye. We'll see you again.
Bye, y'all.
Take care.